Hopefully this, live control room? Oh my god, they've added something to this? I don't know what this is. What is this? Why do they have to complicate things so much? I don't even know what I'm looking at. Oh, YouTube, why? Why must you do this to me, YouTube? Okay. Alright, well, I'm going to tweet out the link to this stream to, you know, my social media. I'm the true warrior of the Three Kingdoms. What is that? Alright, here we go. Let's see here. I think somebody just sent me something on Twitter and it just popped by. I'm just gonna put this here. I'm not even gonna link to it or anything. Oh, come on. What the fuck? Did my internet go down? What the fuck is going on? What the fuck? There we go. I don't know what the fuck that was. I'm just going to put this here. I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm just going to put it there as a placeholder. Good old BioWare, just doing itself, just being itself. You can't really say too much about BioWare other than it's itself all the time. It's not the point of this stream, by the way. I saw this in my feed as I was tweeting out the link and I laughed. It's like, oh my god. Oh, come on, I'm not fucking logged into Gab. I think it's because I cleaned out my registry the other day and it automatically logs me out of fucking everything. Oh, come on. That is the correct... Oh, no, it is wrong. Whoops. Okay, that should be it. I wonder if One Angry Gamer is getting DDoSed, or if my internet connection is bad or something, for why it took so long to load. Okay. Yeah, I don't have to update Facebook. That's fine, I'll leave that alone. Here's a monster in me, thank you. So I wanted to talk about a few things. Because I was working earlier, and I tried to record a commentary about the Resistance, and I guess I'll find that tweet. Just so the reference is clear to everybody, what I'm talking about. And I'm not alone in this. Quite a few people... here we go. Quite a few organizations and games are called the Resistance. And it's how did I describe it in my failed commentary? It's too frequent to be coincidental. It's too convenient to be coincidental, but it's something that can be easily written off and ascribed to laziness. And I followed up this tweet with that the examples that I came up with just off the top of my mind were Far Cry 5, Star Wars, the new trilogy in Star Wars, Rage and Rage 2, Watch Dogs 3, and Blade Runner 2. Just right out of the gate, that's what I thought of. Just when I thought about it. This is hardly an expansive list of games and movies, and not even like including comics I don't read, that within the last 5 years have incorporated the Resistance as a faction into their property. And one of the things that you'll notice in all of these examples, including Far Cry 5, is the sheer amount of apathy, the lack of originality in what they're creating. There's no actual consideration of coming up with something, excuse me, that's creative in terms of your faction, like in Far Cry 5, which is present in 2 games. You have Far Cry 5 and Far Cry New Dawn. You're still the Resistance in Far Cry New Dawn, despite the fact that it's the end of the fucking world. And you're now in a new world. You're still the Resistance, and it makes no sense. Same in Star Wars. At the end of Star Wars, the Galactic Empire was defeated. Emperor Palpatine was dead. And the Resistance, or excuse me, the Rebellion, restored the Galactic Republic and the Senate. So the Rebellion is no longer the Rebellion. The Rebellion is now the Republic. That is what they're rebelling against the Empire to reinstall the Republic. That's the entire purpose of Star Wars. That's the entire purpose of the Rebellion. That's the entire purpose of destroying Alderaan. The entire purpose was the Empire against the Rebellion against the Empire. The Rebellion wins, it's no longer the Rebellion. But in the new trilogy, it's the Resistance. And the question is, well, what are they resisting? The New Order. Well, what's the New Order? Is that in charge of the Galactic Republic? No, as far as we can tell. Okay, well then, is it the Republic versus the New Order? No, it's the Resistance, headed by General Organa. Well, how does that work? Are they backed by the Republic? Seemingly no. Okay, so where's the Republic? We have no idea. And the Resistance in the last movie was utterly defeated. It's down to like 12 people. So there is no more Resistance. Is it still going to be the Resistance in the next Star Wars movie? Yes. Same reason why it was a Resistance in Rage 2. Same reason there's a Resistance in whatever, the last example I just cited. Even when you win, you're still the fucking Resistance. That doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make sense in Rage, when you defeat the Authority and the Authority is dead. Ultimately, they're not, because they couldn't come up with anything more creative for Rage 2. You're no longer the Resistance. You're not resisting anything. It makes no sense. But this is the thing. It's a question of, is it propaganda or is it laziness? Well, with Star Wars, 100% it is propaganda. Because they're doing this while at the same time the head of the organization is coming out, whether it's the CEO of Disney or the CEO of Lucasfilm or head of Lucasfilm, screaming at the top of their lungs leftist slogans such as "the Force is female." That is just a leftist slogan. So, I think, and I'm not alone, because as you can tell, within a few hours, on my small account, this almost has 100 likes. People are receptive to this. People are agreeing with this. And the reason is that chances are this is a tactic. And let me find you a photo of where I think this originated from. Why this is such a phenomenon now. No, that's not the photo I'm looking for. There's a lot of right-wing parodies here, but no, I want... come on, I know... Oh, man, I can't find the photo I want, but, let me, see if I can get a good photo here. This looks like a decent one. I'm trying to get, Most of these are just Chuck Schumer, and I'm trying to find a better one than that shows the Democrats. But here, I'll use this. This is the original. Oh yeah, actually, this is a decent article that I can use here. This is the resistance. There was once a photo, and I can't find it, but there was a photo.
President-elect Donald Trump to soften his immigration policies.
I'm glad this is playing a video. Thank you, Google. This is a little bit better of a one. Let me get this up. Address. No, it's just Nancy Pelosi. But in any case, the resistance started as just... I wish I could find it. Maybe one of you in the chat can find it. There's a photo of, I think it's Chuck Schumer, rather than Nancy Pelosi, with a resistance placard in front of a podium. And that is where this started from. It came from the election of Donald Trump. The general left wing, the proxy groups for the DNC, named themselves the resistance against Trump. And ever since then, that is what this has become. It's become a talking point for proxy for the Democratic Party. It's about control of Congress. It's about control of the White House. It's about power. This is about power. And unfortunately, it seems as though is that partisans that are in charge of certain projects are incorporating that bias into fiction. Because it's way too prevalent to be a coincidence. It's way, way too prevalent to just be a coincidence. Because like I say, in just a few examples I gave, I'm sure we can spend an hour going through listing all the examples of this. And even in the case of Trump being elected, it still doesn't make much sense. Trump is not the dictator. He's not Emperor Palpatine. All right? He's just the president. He has control over the executive agencies, the military, and some powers through executive order. That's it. That's all the power he has. Military to some extent, executive agencies to some extent, and whatever he can get away with through executive order. That's it. So it's simply hyperbole for the sake of not having anything to run on. I talked about this a long time ago. And this is a little bit this is a little bit irrelevant because I've talked about this previously and it doesn't really need repeating, but the Democratic Party is running on nothing. And you can tell that they're running on absolutely nothing when you have someone like Robert O'Rourke. I'm not going to say fucking Beta, his stupid nickname. Beta O'Rourke came out in the last debate and was like, hell yes, we're just taking your guns. We're going to kick down the door, and if you don't give them up, we're going to blow you away with the authority of the state if you don't give up your guns. And if you think they're just coming for your rifles, you're insane. You may need a guardian from a court. You may need a court-appointed guardian because you are retarded if you think it's just going to be AR-15s and AK-47s. Which is like, I've only met one person ever that has ever owned an AK-47. It was some random fat guy in a gun range. That's the only person I've ever met in my life that owns a fucking AK-47. That's very specific. AR-15 is fairly a common rifle that people own, that I find. Like, even my own father bought one. But AK-47 is pretty specific. It's an imported weapon, I'm pretty sure. Is there any Kalashnikovs made in America that I'm unaware of? Like, at least you could say that about the Beretta. There's an American Beretta and there's an Italian Beretta. At least then you could say, okay, Beretta is fairly commonplace because it's actually manufactured, at least some are, in America. But with AKs, Kalashnikovs, aren't those made specifically in Russia and have to be imported? How could that be like a very common weapon in the United States? This isn't fucking Iraq. Like, it just makes... Seriously, I mean, I'm not really a gun guy, but I'm going to need someone to explain that to me. Wait, someone just said it in the comment section, in the comments. That's actually... What's amazing to me... You know what's common sense? Everyone, you know what's common sense? We're going to go door to door and raid everyone's house and take all your constitutionally protected firearms. That's totally rational and something we can actually achieve. And in reality, as anyone knows, that is impossible. Every example you can cite for gun confiscation, they don't find all the guns. New Zealand, which is passing more laws because the last set of laws are failing, and in Australia, there's still guns in Australia. They didn't confiscate them all. They're still there. They might be illegal, but they're still there. And in any case, with the United States, that's plausible. We can plausibly kick down the door of every U.S. citizen and seize their firearms. But 30 billion illegals, deporting them, that's a pipe dream. That's impossible. 30 million illegal people that we can easily detect. Should we actually implement the things? It's not even a measure of if we can detect them. It's can we actually have an agent to deport them? Can we actually deport that illegal? We have to have somebody take them into custody for them to be deported. Can we actually process and deport that illegal? It's not a matter of whether we can or not. No, we can, because we already are. But in terms of seizing firearms from citizens, we already know that's not going to happen. The pipe dream of kicking down every door and seizing every firearm, that is never going to happen. Even in totalitarian regimes, that doesn't happen. So yeah, thanks for the person in the comments section that pointed that out, because it's true. It's like trying to deport every illegal, it's a pipe dream. It's a fantasy. But when it comes to seizing every firearm in the United States, let's all hoot and holler at the prospect of having the state seize and ultimately destroy what is a constitutionally protected right. Like it or not. I mean, what I can't stand about it, especially, like, I know how we're going into the gun issue, and this is totally a total tangent. But it's like, there's more nations in the world than just the United States. There's more countries in the world that you can move to. That, like what happened with Mud Hut Mike. Mike Stuckberry, who is this leftist dickhead who lived in the UK. You know what he did? You know what he eventually did? He complained. You know what eventually happened? His wife got a job in Germany or something like that, moved back to Germany. He went with her. He left the United Kingdom. There you go. Move to Europe. Move to these totalitarian shithole countries where you can be among like-minded people, all under the thumb of a totalitarian state that has absolutely no regard for your civil liberties, and where far-right parties are rising all around you to take over. Go move there. And be a part of the resistance in fucking Europe. In your quasi-totalitarian protectionist state. So, yeah, that's my advice for anyone in the United States that doesn't like firearms. Move to Europe. Move to Australia, where you have like a weird amalgamation of left and right-wing politics. Where apparently Australia is tough on immigration, allegedly. They seem to have a little bit of an Islamic problem for a country that has tough immigration stances. But at the same time, they basically cucked every left-wing position, and you have no rights. Australia is a weird place. I don't really understand the politics there. But you know what? Here, speaking of that, you know what the basis of this is? I wanted to talk about specifically this issue of propaganda in games and in media in general. But I started looking this up, and so what we're going to talk about is Watch Dogs. So let me, Dogs Legion. So let's, I know how this is going to be, but let's talk about this, okay? Now, I'm saying right now that I haven't pre-ordered this game, but I'm not saying I'm not going to buy it. because I'm interested by it. I find this provoking. I find it, and that's my big thing. Even if your game is bad, I'd rather it be provocative than boring. That to me is the worst possible thing for anything to be. I'd rather something be bad and interesting than just bad and tedious. Boredom is the worst possible, because the thing is, when it comes to video games, movies, comics, anything that's fiction, the entire purpose of it is entertainment. It is to capture your attention and interest. That is the entire basis of any fictional medium. The whole purpose is to keep your attention. So even if it's like, just the absolute worst of the worst kind of entertainment of reality shows back in like the early 2000s, mid 2000s. For those of you that are old enough to remember that, when they first started out, reality shows are scripted, they're fake, they're not real, they're not having real moments with real people and all that shit, like they used to say on MTV. It's all scripted, but you know what's a better example than that? I'm just using that as a bad example, or as a good example of a bad medium. Reality shows suck. A good example was that show with Bam Margera. What was the name of that show on MTV with Bam Margera? Where he was just doing what the fuck ever. Someone in the comments shouted out, what was the name of Bam Margera's show back in the fucking day on MTV? What was that show? Because that was an entertaining fucking show. Viva La Bam, that's it. Thank you, DeBarker. Viva La Bam was dumb as fuck. It was entertaining. Whether it was Bam himself or all of his friends, rest in peace, the one friend that's now dead, got in a car accident and died. That was sad. But Bam Margera and his friends are entertaining. And it might be dumb and whatever, but it was at least captivating. It was interesting. And you think to yourself, yeah, Ryan, rest in peace, Ryan Dunn. At least it was entertaining and interesting. And you watched that and you said, Bam Margera and his friends, it would be so fun to hang out with those guys. These guys are bros. These guys are crazy. It would be so fun to hang out with those guys. So that's why it at least captured my attention. Okay? It's the entire purpose of media, of entertainment. I know how, like, with certain movies, in certain books, obviously, and even some games, there are some people that want it to be highbrow and intellectual and that sort of thing. I think movies are probably the best vehicle for that. Games, I don't think are very good for being overly, intellectual. And books, especially, get very tedious the denser they are. Movies, I think, do highbrow entertainment and art the best out of the examples that you could give. I didn't say video games aren't art. I just don't think they do them as well as movies. But in any case, the purpose of this is entertainment. And so the last thing I want to be is bored. And unfortunately, that's a lot of games today are fucking boring. I find that to be true. I really don't think my tastes have changed that well, or that much. And I don't think that I have become bored of video games. In some ways, I am bored, but it is because I have, as many of you who followed me for a long time, as I've complained about, video games are becoming incredibly formulaic. They're becoming incredibly boring, and most people, even if they will completely walk away or hide behind political correctness because they don't want to confront the leftist bias that's in the medium, in the industry as a whole at this point. Angry Joe is like that, but he's not as bad as he used to be. I'll say that. Angry Joe used to be a cuck for this left-wing bias. More and more from what I've seen, he's not necessarily calling it out, as he is at least acknowledging its existence. And that's all I ask for. All I ask is that you don't call me insane, the fact that I talk about this. And seemingly, more and more today, Angry Joe, who's still a big name, is willing to at least acknowledge that this is present in video games, and that it's not necessarily a positive force. And I can tell you, from my position, it's absolutely not. It's damaging the industry as a whole. But as it relates, let me walk this back because of the tangents. We're talking about the resistance. Okay? This concept of you being part of the resistance in video games. All right? This isn't the worst example of it not making sense, but this game makes no sense. And I'm just saying that as it is now, as I understand it, because they have not been forthcoming with information as it relates to the story of this game. And here, let me look this up really quick, just as an example of what about this doesn't make any sense. And maybe I'm just missing context, and one of you fucking nerds can explain to me. But in the first Watch Dogs, you play a character named Aiden Pierce, is it? And you're fighting against a company called Bloom. Okay, here it is. So this is the enemy faction in the original Watch Dogs. You play a character named Aiden... what is it Aiden Pearson? Aiden Pierce? Whatever. You play a vigilante in the first game, okay? This is the enemy faction, okay? Bloom Corporation. Bloom Corporation runs a network, a security network, called CETOS. And what CETOS is basically mass surveillance. It monitors telecommunication towers, so basically every phone call and all, it monitors, as far as I can tell, all mobile networks. Television that's connected to it, computers that are connected to it, and security cameras. That appears to be the big overall network that's composed of. And that's CETOS. It's run by Bloom. What I can't stand about this description, it's where we already have a problem, and I think they realized this because they changed it later. Bloom Corporation in the first game is a communications company, although it's not a provider as far as we're aware, but it is a military contractor. It's a security corporation. The basis of CETOS is security because it's partnered with the police in Chicago. You know, when you play the game, and I could boot this up and fucking show you because I have it installed. When you're driving through town and you're wanted, the police scan for you. It's not Bloom. Bloom is providing the platform to Chicago PD to find you. But they're also a security contractor. They have an entire security force that monitors their infrastructure. So they don't outsource to another corporation. They have their own security contractors. And part of the game is you beating up these security contractors because Bloom is an evil corporation. That's fine. That's all fine. This all makes sense. I know this is going to be long-winded, but this would be otherwise like a 40-minute video. They actually fixed this in the second game, which I haven't played, by outsourcing the security contractors to this Umeni corporation, which apparently say it's they think it's like some sort of CIA front group, which whatever. I never played this game, so I have no idea like what the context is exactly of this. But it's another, like, basically this is another attempt within in the story's lore to basically say that CETOS is corrupt, this corporation is corrupt, this is all corrupt, but CETOS as a tool is so useful for surveillance that they don't get rid of it. Now, that's all fine, but that's when we move back to Watch Dogs Legion. So now we've moved from Chicago to San Francisco to London. And in this setting, you are fighting against these factions, and it's why I had them on the original screen. They just added, was it SIRS? Which is Signals Intelligence Response, which I think is like the British version of the NSA, I assume. They just added this, and I haven't seen like any new information. Maybe they have added it somewhere, but it doesn't help make, have any of this make sense to me. You're fighting against East Asian gangsters, some organization they have yet to explain, the Futurists, which is basically technologically obsessed people. Albion, which they don't even name here. You're part of DedSec, which is now called the Resistance. Like, that's the actual name of the organization. They don't even call it DedSec. They just call it the Resistance. And SIRS. Whatever. Okay? This doesn't make any sense anymore. So, the basis of the game is London has suffered through, a litany of terror attacks, apparently, or at least several, where hundreds of people have died. Okay, that's already happened in London. That's already happened in Britain. They've already had a bunch of terror attacks, and absolutely fucking nothing has changed. Absolutely fucking nothing. Every single cop on the beat is a dimmy. Every person in London is a dimmy. If you're British listening to this, you're probably a dimmy. If what happened in the United Kingdom happened in the United States, I'm pretty sure we wouldn't have any more Muslims. You know how Iran says under the last guy that was prime minister or whatever? Or maybe it was two guys before that. You remember him saying that there's no gays in Iran? And what the implication was in that? In the United States, if we had what was happening in the UK, if we had that here, there wouldn't be any more Muslims in the United States. I hope you can understand what I mean by that implication. Because I was young enough, I was old enough, I should say, to be around when 9/11 happened. And the tension there was palpable. And when George W. Bush went on television and said Islam is a religion of peace, there's a very clear reason why he said that. There's a very clear reason why he made the delineation between the Muslims that attacked us on 9/11 and just the Muslims that were here in the United States. Because, in fairness, the terrorists that attacked us on 9/11 were Saudis. They weren't American citizens, as far as I can recall. They were all foreign nationals. But there's a reason why George W. Bush went on in front of a national audience. Like, one of the first things he did was to delineate between Muslims in the United States and those that attacked us on 9/11. And unfortunately, that, there have been, in effect, several smaller 9/11s in Britain. Let's go down the list of Islamist terror attacks that have happened. Horrific ones in the UK. Over and over and over. And that's not even including, the beheading of that one soldier. Or the systematic rape of white women, white girls, white kids in the United Kingdom. All over it. What's happened in the United Kingdom is very much unlike what has happened in the United States. And in some ways, it's actually worse than what we suffered through with 9/11. The rape of white girls, I think, is the big one. I know that 9/11 was a very horrific event and thousands died, but it's not the kind of, because there wasn't really justice there as well either, but it was one event. It happened and it was over with. The people that died are dead. The only thing we're suffering ongoingly with now is with the police and the firefighters that are now suffering from the after effects of having been in the surrounding area at the time of the collapse of the towers. But the rape epidemic that's happened in the UK is still ongoing. As far as I'm aware, it's still going on. There hasn't really been any kind of hard stop to the rape of little girls in the UK. It's just, the cops covering it up and occasionally arresting a few people. So, yeah. Are the terrorists in this game going to be Muslims? No. They're not going to be. You notice that Islamists are not one of these factions. of what's going on in London. Let me find that parade that just took Islam. I don't know if it'll be under Google. Islam parade. Let me find it, because I think I was in London too. Let me go to... Let me find it. There was just a parade in the UK. I might not find it because of fucking Google censoring it. Yep. Nothing. Nothing. This is I guess I should stick to a different browser because there's no news. There's no news apparently. Apparently this is just in my imagination. I recall there being a Muslim parade that just happened in the UK, and I can't find any information on it apparently, but anyway. Getting back to this. If there are terror attacks in the United Kingdom, it would be from Muslims, because overwhelmingly that has been what's happened. Near totality of the terror attacks in the UK are just Muslims, okay? With this game, the story is a bunch of terror attacks happen. So the city of London, the mayor of London specifically, cracks down on the city. As the terror attacks happen, there's also a crime explosion with East Asian gangsters. Which, I know I have some people in the chat that are from the UK. Do you guys have, like, an exceptionally high East Asian population there? I'm not really aware of there being an exceptionally high East Asian population in London specifically. But those are the gangsters in this game. So... Whatever, at least they're criminals. At least we can be fine with you beating up criminals, okay? You're part of a vigilante organization, you're beating up criminals. Fine. You're beating up tech obsessive cultists. Oh, okay, whatever, that's fine, it's fiction. You're standing opposed to the government, apparently. Okay, sure. Maybe they've become tyrannical and Cetos is corrupt, Bloom Corporation is corrupt, whatever. The question is that now you're a member of DedSec. Unlike in the first game when you were a vigilante that's associated with them through the one chick with all the tattoos and the piercings. Unlike then, you're just now, like, you're now DedSec. Like, you're now in charge of the organization itself, boots on the ground. And it's a pretty severe step to take from what's been in the previous games. The big question, the big issue I have with all of this, what this is all leading up to, is the private military. Albion. It has still gone unsaid. Look at this, resist. It has still gone unsaid, like, what exactly is fucking going on with this corporation? Because in the game, the way that Albion is acting in London is worse than Blackwater in Iraq. And I'm going to look it up right now. The reason why Blackwater couldn't be prosecuted. They have a special thing. They had extrajudicial rights. Let me see if I can find what it's called. It was called something. Basically, when you were a Blackwater operative working in Iraq, you had basically the ability to act extrajudicially. You could not be prosecuted. Let me find what that. See if I can find what that's called. It's called something, and I can't remember. They had that revoked after the Nisour Square massacre in 2007. After that happened, it got revoked. So they couldn't operate anymore. I can't remember. This article fucking sucks. I can't find it. Diplomatic? No, it's not diplomatic immunity. That's not it. They're not acting as diplomats. It's something free from prosecution. Something I can't remember what it's called, but it's basically the you can operate outside of the law and you can't be prosecuted. You're like, that's not the basis of operating out the law, but if you do, you can't be prosecuted. It's called something, and I can't remember. No, because in Lethal Weapon 2, he was a diplomat. The bad guy in Lethal Weapon 2 was a diplomat. Operating with impunity. I think it's impunity to prosecution, something. I can't remember the exact name of it. I'd have to look look it up and all that shit to find out what it is. But yeah, in any case, with this game in particular, they don't explain how this organization is able to operate in the way that it is, because it is actively and just openly abusing people in the streets, like brazenly breaking the law, just in the bright day, like just openly breaking the law, and they're just free to do it. Apparently, it makes no sense. And even in the case that the position of the game is, the lore of the game is that the Albion as an organization has immunity, or impunity rather, to operate as it sees fit in maintaining order in London. In what fucking world are the British going to do that? In what fucking world, when even, like, you ask Sargon, hey Sargon, is the rail system in the UK very good? No, it's not very good. What should we do, Sargon, Mr. Liberal? Oh, we should nationalize it. How is that not the solution for every Brit? Every fucking solution that the British person has is to either A, increase the size of the state, B, nationalize something, or C, it needs more government funding. We need more taxpayer dollars going towards, whatever. Whether it's the healthcare service, the police, anything. And the thing is with the police, the problem isn't the fact you don't have enough police on the street. It's the fact that police don't do anything. The police just run around and pussyfoot around with criminals. They don't arrest anyone. They don't do anything. I mean, if you go on the street, like, who's more likely to be arrested? A Muslim on the street abusing someone, or me just going up to a cop and saying, hello, I'm not calling you this, but I'm saying the word nigger. What do you feel about that? Nigger. Let's see who gets arrested first. The problem in the UK isn't funding. It's fucking clown world politics. So, yeah. That country is going to give extrajudicial rights to a private military contractor to operate in London. What? It's insane to me. It makes no fucking sense. I know that there's plenty of private security in the UK, but I'm just saying, like, every British person I've talked to, it's like, okay, what's the solution? Here's a problem, British person. Here's a problem. What is the solution? More tax dollars, bigger government, more government control. Like, imagine a British person saying to you that something needs to be privatized. Imagine it. Is there one? I need to find one. I need to find a British person who thinks privatizing a thing is a good idea. That's what we need to. It's what we need to do. I need to go on a hunt, like that guy that killed himself, who was on CNN, that went around the world sampling foods. I'm going to Britain and I'm going to find somebody that thinks privatization is a good idea and supports it politically. I'll find that one person in Britain. And I'm not talking about fucking ANCAPs to people in the chat. Try finding a British person in Britain first. Goddamn. Chat coming with the spicy takes. But, yeah. In any case, but let's put that aside, okay? Let's take all of this, what I've just said, and let's put it all aside, okay? Let's just say that this totally makes sense, culturally, to London specifically. There is plenty of private security in London. Plenty of it. So let's say this makes sense. Why in the world, if you had to rely on a private military contractor to secure the streets, you don't have the National Guard or something equivalent to an army that you can put. You don't have soldiers that you can put in the streets like what France does. France has police, but they also have soldiers that they deploy. I don't know why they couldn't do that in Britain, but let's say they can't do it for some fucking reason. So you put PMCs in the streets of London to secure it, okay? For the love of God, why would they have the same ability to act in the manner of Blackwater? In what world would that be fucking acceptable? In what world would it be acceptable in a first world nation to have Blackwater on the streets operating as they did in Iraq, to where they were prosecuted? Eventually they had their impunity revoked and they were prosecuted for what they did. It ended in 2007. They lost their ability to operate there. You're telling me that same style of PMC contracting is going to be in London? Fucking what? It's insane. It makes no fucking sense. It would, here's the thing, okay? Bloom in the first Watch Dogs, based on its appearance externally, was totally fine, totally legitimate. They had an entire propaganda front for being legitimate. It was just, you as playing Aiden figured out that the corporation's evil and it has all kinds of criminals working for it. But in this game, by all appearances, there's not even the depiction of them being legitimate. By all appearances, they're as bad as the criminals. So I'm looking at this game and I'm like, yo, this is something that is, like, I have seen dystopian games, like games based in dystopias, that aren't as fucking on the nose about this as this game is about private military contractors operating with impunity. Usually it's the police that, they'll be portrayed as operating poorly. But contractors? Fucking what? So it's an aspect to this game that makes no sense. And the issue is that on top of that not making any fucking sense, okay? You as DedSec, you as the quote-unquote resistance, what are you actively resisting? Okay, well, some tech cult, fine. The government, okay. I'm not really sure in what way that makes you legitimate when you're resisting the government. Organized crime, okay, fine, cool. That makes sense. You're like a vigilante group. Okay, fine. A militia, something like that. PMCs. Okay. Well, they're acting badly. Okay, well, did you get invaded? Did the United States invade you? Is that why there's PMCs in the streets? No. Okay, well, who put them there? The government. Okay. So they're acting on behalf of the government. Yes. Are they acting in a sense that's illegal? Okay, there's cops right there. Well, no. Okay, so they're acting with judicial impunity. Yes. Who granted them that impunity? The government. You see how this makes less and less sense? You see how this seems kind of bizarre? Where it's like, okay, your government is the one that elected these PMCs to be put on the streets. They couldn't put more cops on the streets. They couldn't put soldiers on the streets. They put a PMC group on the streets. And they also gave them legal impunity, so they can't be prosecuted for the crimes. And that's just, I'm just being generous, by the way, because it makes even less sense if the laws actually apply to them, because it's like they're on the streets committing offenses. We watch them on the streets committing offenses, just abusing people. Cops can't do that. Cops just can't abuse people. Cops can't steal shit. Cops can't just shoot people. Every time there's a police shooting, there's a fucking investigation for it. And overwhelmingly, cops are just let off, and there's no prosecution because overwhelmingly, the shootings are justified. So, it's like you're resisting a PMC group that is in London that has been put in that position, hired by the government, contracted by the government to operate within the city on the basis that it is, in partnership with CETOS, with Bloom, and the government just writ large. Like, the more I talk about this, even if the government's operating in a bad manner, just, okay, vote them out. Vote out the mayor. Vote out the mayor of London, boom. Private corporation's gone. But, like, the more you think about it, the less it makes sense. And the more it seems like you're just a terrorist. I mean, I'm just saying that right now. That the more you look into this, the more you think about this, the more that like you discuss and look at the lack of information provided from this game, it just makes it seem like you are the terrorist. And you're resisting the elected government of London. Because they went as far as to add a government agency to the list of, like, the factions in London. It's crazy. But yeah, that was that took me a long time to explain. But it's just something I got hooked on when I was, earlier in the day when I was thinking about, I was trying to do a commentary on this topic. And you might imagine why it didn't happen. But yeah, it's just like this game and many others just make no fucking sense. So yeah, let's I'll read some super chats because I know I got a bunch. Patrick says, "Missed you, homie." Thank you, Pat. MA says, here's a monster on me. Thank you. Alexander says, "Finally catching a stream." Cows are big says, "Take some shekels. When are you going full time?" I don't know. When I'm unemployed. Robert says, "Dear Louis, big fan. Found you in 2015. Keep fighting the bad guys. Love your videos. And here's more to come. Buy a gallon of gas for your lawnmower." Thank you, Robert. Dylan says, "Good to see you streaming, Louis, but it's 2 a.m. over here in Hibernia. So take my money while I'm still awake." By the way, you be doing angry rants tonight? Yeah, pretty much. Graham says, "Our era is new Bolshevikism," a great term for it. Yeah. There seems to be a general, like, consensus among a certain percentage of the left for, like, a socialist revolution. Like, that appears to be what they're going for at this point. No Name says, "Do you feel that it was Catholicism was the reason you fell out of Christianity? As a Protestant who attended Catholic school, it made me hate Catholicism." I can say that it was mostly watching debates between Christian apologists, and atheists. I can credit a few people, and I have in the past, such as The Amazing Atheist. That one atheist group, like, call-in show that's based out of Texas that I forget the name of. Although they've gone SJW as shit, so they're worthless now. And Christopher Hitchens, who's dead. Beamer says, "I gotta get up at 3 a.m. for work, but I'm glad I caught you. Have a great day. Enjoy the stream." Thank you, Beamer. Mighty Balzac says, Fact Hunt Tally Ho. DeWall says, in a world in which the UK is in grips of civil war. Well, they're not portraying that in this game, I'll tell you that. I mean, a civil war between who? Seriously. Drive-by commenter says, we need less stock corporate video game enemies and more foes with genuine human motives. I mean, yeah, I can say that one of the things that is at fault here is the fact that most games, they put no effort in making their enemies worth a shit. They don't really seem to care that the enemy factions just aren't provocative, or in many cases just don't have a motivation to make sense. Most games are like that, and it is out of laziness. They just need to build up, a cartoonish enemy, and that's it. That's your stock enemy, so go kill it. Matt says, you're a real American, right? Do you have any guns? If so, what's your favorite that you own? I only have one gun at the moment, and that's a pistol. It's a Beretta 92 FS, and I do like it. It's just too big in large part for concealed carrying unless you have a belt on. Or you wear it in a shoulder holster, which is not very... it's fairly conspicuous with that. But let me quickly check on Twitter to see if anything's new there. It doesn't look like it. Nope. Yeah. Let me check to see if I have any news. I'm gonna fix my zoom real quick back to 100, and I guess I'll go back to this Yuri image while I'm feel free to post some stuff in the chat if you have anything worth you think talking about. Oh fuck, did I not post the links in the last stream? Fuck me. Forgot to do that. Because I have some old news here that I don't really know if it's worth talking about. It's all really old. I think I might have actually talked about some of this stuff before. I haven't talked about news in quite a while. Oh, I guess I saw this the other day, and it's worth talking about. Because I was listening to a stream, and I can't remember whose it was, but they were talking about the fact that in recent polling among young people, there is a lower acceptance of gays, and people were they were questioning why that was. They didn't actually have an answer. And it's something that I have been talking about for at least the last year or so, I think. I've been mentioning this. So, in Arizona, these two Christian musicians, I want to say is what they were. Were they artists? I can't quite remember exactly what they did. I think they're singers. Is that what it was? Or maybe they made invitations. Is that it? I guess it's invitations. So they're artists. Let's just say that. I thought they were musicians. So I'll set this up for you. This is. I mean, for those of you that have been paying attention, this is not news. You've seen this kind of thing before. It's famously with that artist that makes cakes, the Christian guy that makes cakes. He's been to court over and over and over and over again. So some gay people come to this business that makes wedding invitations. And it's run by two Christians. Now, I don't know for those of you that have gone to businesses before, like when I got my car repaired not that long ago, I went to my go-to mechanic who's very close to me and I like because he's local. He's not a brand. He's just a guy that fixes cars. And he was too busy. He couldn't do it. So I went to another place. That is not what's happening here. And it's true about the cake guy, and I'm sure it's true about these two women as well. Yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Well, let's see if I can find their names. What is their name? Joanna Duca and Brianna Kowski? They're two Christians, and they don't want to make invitations to gay marriages. Now, that to me makes no sense. And I'm going to explain why very quickly. And you guys should be able to hear this. Let me find the video. I think this is it right here. Hopefully it's not just spam. Hopefully that played. I couldn't hear it. But my position when it comes to the market, when it comes to capitalism, I'm not an entrepreneur, so I can only speak to my own mindset. But it's the position of the money's always right. Couldn't hear it. It didn't play. All right. Well, I'll let me get it. Let me get it. Just the image of it. Oops. No. Oh, here it is. here's a good one. This is a good one right here. There you go. I'll zoom in on it. This is my philosophy when it comes to business. And I think that if you are a capitalist, if you are an entrepreneur, in many ways this has to be your philosophy too. It shouldn't matter what the beliefs are of the person that is paying you to provide a service. The entire purpose of you being in business for yourself is making money. That's the entire purpose. It's to earn a living, to make money. That's the point of being an entrepreneur. It really doesn't make sense to me to say, well, because of my beliefs, like if I had a communist come to me, and let's say that I owned a restaurant, or let's make it specific. I'm a baker. If I had someone come to me and said, you know, I want this wedding cake to have 2 brides on it, or to have 2 grooms on it. I mean, you know what makes sense is if you're a Christian, charge them fucking more. I mean, at least you can discriminate and make more fucking money. At least then I can say, well, it's unethical, but at least I can defend you because you're a fucking capitalist. You say, well, I have principles, I'm a Christian, but then I said, hey, the money's always right, and so I made more money off of that cake. I just charged more because I made it more custom than what I would normally do. So it's more service, it's more labor, therefore it's more money. Find a reason to make your discrimination more profitable for you. At least then, to me, it can make fucking sense, even if I disagree with it on an ethical basis. You know what I mean? But this kind of shit where you just say no, honestly, like, I'm not saying they don't have the right. I'm absolutely not saying that. But I am saying that just it doesn't make sense to me, in all honesty. But in any case, getting back to this particular issue, these 2 girls own this business, and a gay couple came to them, asked them for their own custom invitations to their gay wedding, and the 2 women said no. The women turned down the contract or they turn down the customer. The customer, as far as I can tell, got an activist organization behind them, took them to court, and it went up to the Arizona Supreme Court, and the two Christian women won. And they won under the guise of this violating their free speech rights. I don't think that's actually accurate. I think the actual issue is being compelled to provide labor. I think that's the actual concern, legally speaking. But the problem is that they don't want to acknowledge that, because if that's the case, if it's just a case of you forcing labor, then guess what? All the discrimination laws that exist on the federal books are done. They're gone. They're now all unconstitutional, if that's the case. So they always frame this under the guise of free speech. It's not you discriminating as an entrepreneur to customers you don't want to serve and don't want to be forced to provide a service for. It's, oh, my free speech. When it's like, your free speech to create a fucking a card? What? Like, being generous, that's expression. That's not speech. By their own argument. I mean, that's not even my argument. That's their fucking argument. I'm the one that links speech to expression for the purposes of not banning anything. Everyone else on this earth is the fucking retard who says, no, expression and speech are separate. Even Steven Crowder has gone as far. I've seen him make that distinction. I've seen him say that, even Sargon I've seen make this distinction. I've seen Dank make this distinction. There are people that make the distinction between artistic expression and free speech or political speech. They separate the two. I don't. How is you creating a fucking card free speech? By your position of artistic expression isn't free speech. Someone needs to fucking help me out here, because it makes no sense to me. Because if that's the fucking case, how do we have any obscenity laws at all? The fucking court system in this country, when it comes to this kind of shit, is a fucking joke. We have obscenity laws on the fucking books, and yet you when it comes to you making a fucking card, that's a free speech issue. How? Sorry, I got sidetracked by that, but it's so frustrating to me. It's so fucking frustrating. If this is the case, how is any form of censorship constitutionally legal? How? Censoring television, censoring movies, ratings board, how is any of that fucking legal? Any of it, how? Public or private, how is any of it fucking legal? If someone can't compel you to make a card, if they are protected for being able to make whatever the fuck they want to and not being forced to do anything by anybody, if they can't in a private fashion be forced to make a fucking card, how can anyone be forced to censor their artwork when it's under the same fucking law? The same amendment. This fucking country. Can someone explain this to me? Can someone with the fucking balls and the knowledge take me on and fucking debate me? Can anyone in the fucking universe do that? Can anyone? I just can't stand this shit. It's like every fucking day there's another lawsuit, there's another case, there's another thing that says, yes, free speech encompasses artistic expression. But by the way, we have laws in the books that justify censorship both private and public. What? How? It's the same fucking law. You're just applying it differently. I swear to God, if we don't eventually have this go to the fucking Supreme Court and then get rid of these bullshit laws, the Miller Standard, I mean, the problem is with the Miller Standard is that the Ferber Standard, which is the child porn case, that's based on the fucking Miller Standard. So how they're going to work that shit out is anyone's fucking guess. They're going to have to create a whole new standard to ban child porn because it's All of this is intertwined, and yet every fucking day there's case law coming out that says, yes, artistic expression is protected by the First Amendment. Absolutely. You can't be compelled to do fucking anything. It's amazing. It's amazing to me. But in any case, if sometime in my lifetime this doesn't go to the court and this isn't fucking knocked down, somebody in this fucking country has to have the goddamn balls to take on the fucking Miller Standard. Somebody has to have the fucking balls to take on that stupid precedence and to take on these retarded laws that we have on the books. It's still technically illegal to possess content that millions of people do in this country. It's illegal. It's technically illegal. If you are someone who owns a visual novel that has any character that any random NPC thinks could be underage, that's technically fucking illegal. And it's like, why, how, what standard, what basis? How is it that the state and the private sector can't do anything as it relates to your artistic freedom that's covered under the First Amendment, but if I create or possess a freaking visual novel, that's a federal crime? How? How does any of this make fucking sense? Oh, well, one's obscenity law. That means we can censor it. Because we have this arbitrary standard that is so subjective, we can't even lay out what it does and doesn't apply to. We can't even lay that out. We had to create a whole new precedence under the Ferber standard to make sure that we could ban child porn. Only under that fucking precedence could we then ban it. And no other. Not under Miller, by the way. They had to create a whole new standard to ban child porn. And yet somehow we're going to say this isn't totally up in the fucking air. This isn't completely fucking subjective. This isn't wholly illegitimate. Somehow creating fucking cards is a First Amendment issue. When it's you creating a fucking wedding invitation. You can't compel me. It's not your speech. They're telling you what to put on the fucking card. This is about you being forced to provide a service. This is about you being to provide labor. The entire fucking reason they don't want to take this up under that is because all discrimination laws go right then. All of it goes. And everyone is too much of a goddamn pussy to admit that's the fact. I'm telling you, get a Supreme Court justice. Get them right now and nail them down. That's why these fuckers don't do real interviews. They just do puff piece, dick-sucking interviews. Get any justice. I don't give a shit who it is. Get any Supreme Court justice and say about this case, about the cake guy, which they oversaw, went to the Supreme Court, to ask them outright, are you not just covering for the fact that this is a forced labor issue? This is what this is actually about. It has nothing to do with speech. This is about forced labor. Ask them about that. And get them to fucking admit that the reason they don't want to take it on under that form is because then all discrimination law goes away. All of it. Federally. I guarantee you will get them to admit it if you push them hard enough. Because that's the fact. That's the fact of the fucking matter. That's what all of this is actually about. It's these gay activist groups saying, you must make us this. You must serve us. We have discrimination law on the books. You must serve us. We are forcing you as activists, as partisans, for you Christians to serve us. We are forcing you to serve us. And then Christians saying, no, you can't force us to serve you. That is absolutely what this is about. I think Ruth Bader Ginsburg was just in Buffalo a week or so ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, whatever it was, a few weeks ago. She was in Buffalo. It was just so random. She went to UB and got an honorary diploma. And I was like, okay, Ruth Bader Ginsburg is just in Buffalo for some reason getting a degree. Okay. She's not dead. She just looks it. But yeah, this story came out yesterday, and I just read through it, and it just pissed me off so much. I was like, God, here we are yet again, another fucking gay activist group, another couple cringy Christians not wanting to make money, and it's like, no one wants to admit the fucking naked truth of this, which is gay activist organizations are trying to force Christians to do things, and it's about forced labor. It has absolutely nothing to do with free speech. It has absolutely nothing to do with the First Amendment. It's just everyone, whether it's these girls' lawyers or the gay group or anyone else, they're simply trying to get around the fact that this is about discrimination laws and being forced to provide a service. That's absolutely what this is about. It's not my fault. That person in the chat fucked me up. They put it backwards. They put RGB. They didn't put RBG, which is what it is. So I saw someone making lead Weagle references. That's their fault. That's not my fault. Anyways, that's enough of this. I saw somebody earlier that said they sent me something on Twitter, so I'll go look over there real quick. I don't want to talk about the Saudi Arabia oil attack. I don't really care. I know Gear Hofstad. I saw Carl's stream about that. Him screaming about the Empire. Apparently, the makers of OxyContin went bankrupt. Well, that's not a surprise. I'm sure they got sued to oblivion. Let's see here. I'll look at this article. This looks interesting. Stop, Washington Examiner. Let me crack a beer real quick. House Democrats this week advanced a new measure to encourage states to pass red flag laws known as extreme risk protection orders that authorize removing guns and ammunition from dangerous individuals. Democrats in the House Judiciary Committee amended the measure during a Wednesday markup to authorize the federal government to issue extreme risk protection orders in some instances, but they rejected an amendment that would have added red flag anyone who law enforcement lists as a gang member. Really? Really? Wow. That's telling, isn't it? When there's an amendment that says that if law enforcement lists you as a gang member, and by the way, like, I don't agree with that either, because fucking the Proud Boys are considered a gang in New York, which is ridiculous. But that's hilarious. I wonder how many Hispanics would have had their guns taken away. And I'm not even joking either. I know how that sounds as a joke, but I'm not even joking. The majority of violent crime, including gun violence in the United States, is linked to gangs. Representative Ken Buck, a Colorado Republican who sponsored the amendment, said Wednesday, "My amendment is quite simple. It would allow the instance of a red flag order against anyone whose name appears in a gang database if there was probable cause to include that the individual..." I don't agree with that. Like, I don't agree with any of this shit. Oh, the law enforcement has you as a gang member. Therefore, you should have your gun rights taken away, despite the fact that you've not committed a felony. Like, I really don't like this slippery slope bullshit from even Republicans. Like, you guys are so... I mean, you're from fucking Colorado, for crying out loud. Like, you're not... It's not like you're in a blue district or some shit like that in New York or something. Isn't Colorado a red state? Is Colorado a red state? look this up. I guess it's a purple state. They went to Hillary Clinton in 2016, Barack Obama in 2008. I guess it's leaning purple now. Trump received 43% of the vote there, though, so it's not. I guess it's a purple state. Doesn't really seem. It's people in the chat are saying blue, but I don't know. 43% of the vote. That's not a small. It's not a small percentage. It's just short of half. People are saying that people from California are going there. Yeah, I've heard a lot here. I'm not from the West Coast, so I don't really know much about this, but I've heard a bunch of people complaining about that. I watch Beauty and the Beta, which is Matt Christensen's and Blonde in the Belly of the Beast, their podcast, and there's a whole shitload of people on their show complaining about that. People that live out west and shit, they're complaining that people are like white middle class leftists are leaving California. Like there's an exodus from California, and they're going to all these different like more red rural states. I don't really know what the fuck's going on over there. But I know there's certain sections outside of, like, Portland, Seattle. Like, there's other, like, big blue cities. Denver, Colorado, I think is blue as well, big blue. But it's what I don't know. I feel sorry, I guess, for you guys living out west if you have all these middle-class, insufferable leftists coming to your fucking state ruining it. But, dude, I live in fucking New York. So I don't know if you have... I think I'm able to complain a lot more, because... If you look at New York, it's like 4 blue counties outside of New York City. Like there's Long Island, New York City, some counties just above like super uber upper middle class counties or districts in right above New York City, and then it is blood red outside of like Rochester and Erie County, which is where Buffalo is. Those are blue. And then everything else practically is fucking blood red. New York State is basically one giant blue city and then all Republican country. All Trump country. Matt says Californians voted for retarded policies that ruined their state. Now they're moving to other states and are going to keep voting for the same retarded policies that ruined their home state. Fuck them. Yeah, as far as I can tell, that's the issue. I can tell you that I'm probably more red-pilled than anyone in this chat on homeless people, on people living in Section 8 housing. Possibly people that have rent controls, whatnot. I'm probably more red-pilled than anyone in this chat, especially on the homeless. I still have people that are like right-leaning and are like, no, I'm Christian and charity and what's the word? Not encouragement. Enablement, enabling attitudes, that sort of thing. People call it mercy. I call it enabling. I'm pretty woke on prison too. That's where I have a bunch of people coming to me calling like, "Oh, Louis, what about civil liberties?" Well, I'm a civil libertarian, and I think working when you're in prison is totally fine. I'm not even saying private prisons or anything like that. I'm just saying if you're in prison for so many years, you got to work. People say that's immoral, but I think you're just enablers. You're enablers of recidivism. I'm trying to prevent recidivism, and you're lovey-dovey European bullshit pie in the sky. Well, let's just hug them into becoming a normal person. I don't really think that's going to work. I see. Like I think somebody called me out. Ghost of Hans Gruber just called me out in the chat for having a seeming contradiction between forced labor with discrimination laws. I said that was the case, and never overtly said that I agree with removing discrimination laws. I do think that they should be considered, because if we are going to say that businesses, whether it's bakeries or invitation or wedding companies, they can't be forced to, and it's not even under religious grounds. It's not even that. And I'm fine with that, by the way. I think that's a bullshit position as well. If it's just, I have the ability to not be forced to serve you as a customer, why is it limited to free speech? Because the principle is forced labor. It's not free speech. But yes, I do think that there should be if it isn't necessarily I think there should be compelled labor in prisons, because there already is landscaping, fixing roads, stuff like that, cleaning up roads, cleaning up parks. There's already forced labor, and so as far as I can tell, that's perfectly legal, or I should say constitutional. But I would say, as it relates to prison, I would highly incentivize, basically, if you want TVs, DVD players, burners for food to make, hot burners or whatever they're called, hot plates. If you want all these extra things, you have to earn them. And some prisons already have this system in place where they have basically like a kiosk or some kind of vendor within the prison that you can buy all kinds of amenities from. But I think that if you're in prison, labor should be highly pressured, highly incentivized. What should be mandatory, what should be coercive, is structure, discipline. It should be basically under the same banner of military discipline, military structure, where you wake up, you what's it called? PTO? Is that what it's called? What do you jarheads in that in the chat? What's it called? Is it PTO? Physical training? Where you get up and that's the first thing you do? My whole point is that PT. PTO is personal time off. I'm mixing it up. PT is physical training in the military. Wake up, PT, work, lunch, PT, work, bed. Something like that. And that's every fucking day. Not paid time off. I messed that up. That should be prison. No, I do think so. I see people are cucking. People are saying no. Just make it PT. Just make it disciplinary exercises. No, that and work. These fuckers need to know how to work. That's what they need. They need to know how to work. They need to understand the value of a dollar. They need to understand, and the point of it is to make prison as revenue neutral as possible. So that way we can lower taxes on law-abiding citizens. Because I don't think that it's right for all of us that bust our fucking ass day in, day out, get treated like shit by every person that they come in contact with, as they exist as a law-abiding, tax-paying citizen. I think we should have our lives more unencumbered by the state and taxing us to fucking death to pay for the amenities of fucking criminals, of felons. We should be relieved of that burden. It should be put upon the criminals. They should have to pay for their behavior, their amenities, their housing. Because I have to pay for everything. I have to pay for my food. I have to pay for my house, my mortgage. I have to pay for all my toiletries and all the things that I require for laundry, and all the rest. I have to pay for all that myself with no help from fucking anybody except for maybe my parents when they're feeling generous. We go out to dinner. They buy me a meal. They help me with my house in some ways. whether it's just free labor and helping me out with the technical things like plumbing or whatever that I'm fucking ignorant of, or electrical work, or patching cement, that sort of thing. Those are the things that my family helps me with. But outside of that, I pay for everything my damn self. And why is it that the fucking criminals are getting a free ride? How is that moral? Why do I have the responsibility to pay for me and to pay for them, the felons? Why? Explain that to me. Justify that to me. Because I absolutely agree that we must have a prison system. We must have a courts. And I'm not even complaining about the courts. I'll pay for the fucking retarded courts. But I'm talking about the prison system. I'm talking about incarceration. Why the fuck am I paying for their amenities? Why the fuck am I paying for their warehousing so that the minute they're let go, they can become recidivists and just go right back in so I can pay for them again? Why? So yes, I agree. I know people are talking about welfare, but so here's the thing. Seeley, I think it is, who's now Red. Maybe I'm thinking of two different people, but I'll talk to Red in brackets. Red in the chat is talking about welfare. We can talk about welfare, but I'm fine. Like, if some kids need some welfare money for fucking whatever because their mom is a fucking deadbeat, that to me is a whole other moral concern to somebody who's committed a felony and is now in prison for years. Okay, sorry, Red. Sorry to misname you. But Red, that to me is a moral distinction. Innocent kids, and yes, some deadbeats, versus criminals. Alright? I think there's a serious moral distinction between those two groups. Stop dead naming. I'm sorry, Red, I didn't mean it. Don't get me banned. Seriously, though, I don't think anyone can really contest that. I have my issues with fucking welfare, all right? I've already said outright that Section 8 housing is a fucking scam, and I've already explained it, at least to some degree, as to why I think that. But yeah, it seems that a lot of people agree that prison should be more based around the idea of a military base, or not necessarily an academy. What would it be? Not like a fort. What's it called where you're trained to become a soldier? At least in the army basis. What's it called? Somebody, I know I probably have some fucking military in here. What's it called when you're trained? Boot camp. That's what it is. Boot camp. You got it. Basic is basic. It's what it's technically called. I've heard that by people that I know that are veterans. They called it basic, and I'm not even sure what that fucking means. But boot camp is the nomenclature, or what's it called? Colloquial term. But yeah, that's what I basic training. Yes. But that's what it needs to be more like. I got some super chats I'll read through because they're stacking up. Lil, man, I hate your name. My favorite video game villains were the Covenant from Halo 1 Reach. I can't speak to that. JT said, have I looked into the PPC in the Canadian election? No. DeWall says, most gay people at my job aren't really gay. They just want better job security. That'd be funny if true. Patrick says, just sent you a lot of stories on Twitter. I saw that. DeWall said they never refused to bake a cake. They refused to write the messages that customers... Oh, I'm speaking to that. I know what it's about. I already spoke to that. Bake the cake is the fucking... It's the colloquial phrasing of it. DeWall says, also, they searched through many different bakeries before finding the right Christian bakery. Yeah, dude, you're preaching to the choir here. I already know that. I've already spoken to that. I've already said it's activist organizations. Like, it's people, right? But they have activist groups ready right behind them for these lawsuits. And well-funded, too. I mean, these guys went to... These so-called gay people that had their rights infringed went all the way to the Supreme Court with no crowdfunding that I'm aware of. You know, for those of you that have seen Richard C. Meyer crowdfund or Sargon crowdfunded, like, anyone who's been through a lawsuit that's like a normal person crowdfunds at this point because of how fucking ridiculously expensive it is. These people went all the way to the Supreme Court, and I'm not aware of any actual, funding efforts. They just went. They had the money. What does that tell you? What does that tell you about these fucking activist groups? How crazy is that? John says, hey, Louis, how's it going? Apparently some DACA kids are suing to be eligible for welfare, even though they aren't citizens. Hey, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with them suing for it because all we need is Ruth Bader Ginsburg to croak. And it's up to the Republicans. Like, what do they want? Do they want the right wing in the country to just die off? Or do they want to actually have the possibility of winning the next election ever for the rest of to the end of the country, till we collapse? If they want to win another election, they have to stand up for this kind of shit. And these kind of lawsuits are good. Stack the court to be conservative. And what's that law that says that the Supreme Court precedents that said that public schools must serve illegals? SCOTUS. It's one of the worst decisions ever. Parler versus Doe. I can't even forget. I can't believe that I forgot that case. Parler versus Doe, dude. One of the worst fucking decisions in the Supreme Court's history. And if you're unfamiliar with Parler versus Doe, go look it up. It's an abortion of a fucking case. It's from 1982. Go look it up. It's fucking unreal. I remember reading this and this is if you really want it, like, when I was in college, this was one of the big red pills. This was one of the red pills for my switch on immigration. Because there used to be a time where I was even more conservative leaning and I didn't give a shit about immigration. When I read this case in college, dude, this was one of the original red pills. It's an unfucking real case. So go look it up. Go look up Parler versus Doe right now. It's insane. It's a clown world case. A clown world case from 1982. And we are still suffering from the consequences of that. You want me to just tell you about it? Fine. Jesus. Parler versus Doe. I don't have... one of these days, I got to find one of my textbooks from college. I had one textbook that I had for a constitutional law class that was literally like the golden, like, what's it called? Not crib notes, but summary of like every fucking major case. It's basically the case itself, the summary of what the case was about, the ruling, and then basically the opinions of the court. Like the deliberation and then the rulings, but not the rulings, the opinions of the court. Like dissent and the opinion. So I'll put it on screen for you. So Parler versus Doe, 1982, was a case in which the Supreme Court of the United States struck down a state statute denying funding for education to illegal immigrant children in the United States in a municipal school district. I think this was in Texas. Yes, Texas. Attempt to charge an annual $1,000 tuition fee to each student to compensate for the lost state funding, because these people weren't paying into the coffers of the county or the district for the schools. It's just students getting a free ride because they're here illegally. The court found that any state restriction imposed on the rights afforded to children based on their immigrant status must be examined under the immediate scrutiny standard to determine whether it furthers a substantial government interest. So that is an insane ruling. This is an insane ruling. The idea that the government owes anything to an illegal, but also your status as a citizen or not is not a substantial government interest. Fucking what? The entire reason for the fucking government is by the consent of we the people, we the fucking citizenry. We're the ones that elect your goddamn asses. We elect the goddamn representatives to appoint you fucking goddamn pieces of shit to the Supreme Court. The only reason this works is by the consent of the governed, of we, the constituency, we, the people. That's the only fucking way this works. The fact that you can't substantiate whether there's a substantial government interest in citizen versus not is fucking retarded. It's an unbelievable ruling. It's an unbelievable ruling. So here's the summary. Revisions to education laws in Texas in 1975 withheld state funds for educating children who are not legally admitted to the United States and authorized local school districts to deny enrollment to such students. A 5-4 majority of the Supreme... By the way, even then it was a 5-4 ruling. Stack that fucking court. Challenge this fucking precedence. Goddamn. The conservatives in this country, like, it just makes me want to scream. Why is there no right-wing ACLU? Why is there no right-wing activist group for these goddamn precedents set by the Supreme Court that are fucking clown world shit? Why? Where the fuck are you? Where the fuck is the right wing? Challenge these goddamn rulings, for crying out loud. This is, by the way, this goddamn precedent is the basis of so much of what's wrong with our immigration system. So much of what's wrong with what's like, we have 30 million illegals in the United States. Oh, fuck it. What can we do about it? Well, we can enforce the fucking law. Well, we got laws in the books like this, precedents in the books like this, that says, oh, well, if they're here illegally, you just got to give them free shit. Fuck whether they can actually whether they actually pay taxes or not. Fuck whether they have legal status here or not. Fuck whether they're felons or not. Who cares? Who cares about any of that? They're here illegally, and we need some cherries picked. We need some avocados picked. We need some apples picked. Therefore, fuck it. Fuck the country. Fuck the Constitution. Fuck having borders and shit. That's what this precedence is. That is absolutely what this is. The idea that it is not within the interest of the government to enforce citizen status. The idea that the government doesn't have the interest to not provide services for those not paying for it. The idea that that is somehow something, that there's some constitutional basis for that, is fucking unbelievable. It's unreal. This was an unreal fucking case, and this isn't even giving you the opinions of the court, by the way. I'd have to go to the SCOTUS blog to look all this shit up, but it is fucking insane, this case. And every day that conservatives, every day that Republicans, every day people that are nationalists are on the right, every fucking day that this fucking precedence, this bullshit case isn't being challenged, is another day that this country may as well be fucking dead. Every day this isn't challenged, the country might as well be fucking dead. Because if you are a non-citizen that is entitled to fucking freebies on my behalf, is another day we may as well not even have a fucking country, because I am not consenting to my money being spent on fucking illegals getting an education in my country while being here fucking against the law. While you are here committing felonies, I'm paying for your kids' fucking education. What? Does Mexico have these kind of fucking laws? No! But apparently we're so rich and fucking retarded that we think that everyone, whether they're here illegally or not, they have the right to a goddamn education. Whether they're paying taxes and have the right to vote or not. They're entitled to a fucking education. What laughable fucking precedence this is. What laughable fucking reasoning that there is in this case. But I'm telling you, you guys don't understand. You people listening to this who have never heard of this case before, that have never read this case before, you have no idea what precedence this set. You have no fucking idea what precedence this set. Everyone that is of the opinion, like everyone on the stage of the Democrat debate raising their hand, saying that illegals deserve free healthcare, this is where they're basing it off of. I guarantee you. I guarantee you go to Joe Biden, you go to Elizabeth Warren, you go to Bernie Sanders, you go to any of these fucking people, and you say, should illegals have healthcare? Yes. Are you basing that off of Parler versus Doe? I motherfucking guarantee you they say yes. I guarantee you that the basis of it is Parler versus Doe for what their reasoning is for why this is in any way constitutional. Without this fucking case, there is no acceptance of illegals in this country by the government infrastructure. But because of this fucking law, the education system, the education department, all the district offices in the country have to turn around, have to look away, have to not look at all the illegals that they're well aware of are in their systems, that taxpayers and legal citizens are paying for. They have to legally look the other way, because if not, they're violating those illegals' rights. That's what we're talking about here. It sets a precedent that expands out to the rest of our government. It expands out to the rest of the infrastructures in the United States. That's why this is such a fucking problem. That's why Trump is in the fucking White House. This, absolutely. So for those of you that haven't heard of Parler versus Doe, man, go look up go to SCOTUS blog, go look it all up. I don't know if they have it the recordings going all the way back to 1982. But God, dude, that case is fucking crazy. But yeah, Red, you're right. We need someone who's super rich. We need to get like Peter Thiel on board. Peter Thiel seems pretty red-pilled as like a super rich guy from PayPal. We need somebody who's like super rich, like George Soros of the right wing. The Kochs are worthless. They support open borders. But we need somebody on the right to just create activist groups to just challenge every single one of these laws, every single one of these precedents set by the courts, all of this shit. You get barbells? Maybe. The Kochs, one of the Kochs is dead, so it's the Koch. Yeah, it's only Charles is left. Anyways, getting back to this list. Democrats objected with reasons that sounded very familiar to the Republicans. GOP lawmakers have staunchly opposed no-fly, no-buy proposals. Democrats have tried to pass in the House, which, the fly list as well is fucking retarded. Fucking Michael Moore is on a fly list. Like, what? The big fat propagandist is on a no-fly list? What? It's when, like, shit, it's when the government becomes a joke. Is when you have big fat guys that do nothing, that are a danger to no one, on freaking government lists. It's ridiculous. Like no-fly lists, which have erroneously flagged many innocent individuals as terrorists, including Ted Kennedy was on a no-fly list. It's hilarious. Ted Kennedy was on a fucking no-fly list. That's crazy. I didn't even know that. I didn't even know that Ted Kennedy's been dead for a while, but I had no idea that he was on a no-fly list. That's hilarious. The gang databases are often inaccurate, Democrats said. Yes! I don't disagree. But I don't agree with Republicans trying to do this as well. I agree if it's a poison pill strategy to kill the bill, I agree. But I don't agree that just because some random police agency says you're a gang member in New York when you're a Proud Boy, I don't think that should give the right to the fucking state to kick in your door and take away your rights. I simply don't agree. If it's a poison pill strategy, you got to make that fucking clear. Otherwise, you just look ridiculous. You look just as tyrannical as the left in that sense. Cowser Big says, I just read Parler versus Doe, and by the end I was ranting like a lunatic. I swear to God, I swear, man, I wish I was a sports guy instead of a politics guy. Tell me about it. Man, trust me, when you study constitutional law, you'll have your mind blown. The Supreme Court rulings, agree or disagree, I got a big book. I got to fucking find it. It might even be at my parents' house. I have to find the textbook. I had a textbook that was great. It was a big, thick textbook that just had all the most important cases of like the last century or so. It was actually a little bit more than that, a little bit over a century, of all the most pressing and most significant Supreme Court cases and like all the information on them. And you just read through these cases and it's like, oh my fucking God, these cases are crazy. So many of them are crazy cases. And like they radically changed laws and stuff because of them. It's insane. Supreme Court, man, it's a crazy entity in the United States, man. I know the conservatives have a lot of complaints because of the gay marriage thing, abortion, and a couple other things, but there have been good precedents set by the Supreme Court. I mean, when you say my privacy, the only reason you're saying that is because of Supreme Court precedents. Privacy doesn't exist out of Supreme Court precedents. There is no real right to privacy. It's just based on precedents. Let's see here. And that's, by the way, because of the precedent set of I'm sure most of you abortion types will know this. Pro-life, I mean. The entire conception of why you have a right to an abortion is because of you having a so-called right to privacy. The penumbrum of a right, or whatever it is that justice said. Roe versus Wade is very much a controversial ruling for a reason, and it's not just because you agree or you disagree. It's like you read the case and it's like, fucking what? What? Privacy isn't even a right. It's not even enumerated. You just created it out of another fucking case. And now you're saying that because this is on the purview of your own privacy, it's a right? What? Oh, man. Penumbra. It's a really weird case if you look into it. Hold on. Okay, anyways. California and these databases, and they finally stopped when they discovered that they had 3-year-olds on the databases as gang members. Representative Zoe Lofgren of California said, I mean, some of these are reliable, a lot of them are not. Well, it's what I mean. Like, obviously the police are trying, but it's like, this is what happens with information. Like, it's the problem with the NSA, why they don't do anything. They have all the information in the world at their fingertips. Okay, how do you sort through that shit? How do you actually sort through it all? You can't. You can't actually delve into all this information because you don't even know how to make sense of any of it. Same thing goes for just police. Buck pointed out his amendment requires law enforcement to limit red flagging to only those with probable cause to be included on a list, which is a stricter criteria. I don't care. I know the entire purpose of this shit. For the left, it's cynical. It's trying to deal with trying to confiscate guns. It's just opening the door to that. They'll argue it's about preventing mass shootings, but I haven't seen anything that any of these laws would have done. Like, some cases, there's mass shootings that have happened in states that already have these fucking laws. They didn't prevent shit. But on the right, it's like the pragmatic approach they're taking to this as it relates to policing is around taking guns from guys in domestic disputes. That's what I can see from the right. That's how they're trying to very subtly justify what they're doing. It's, well, we have domestics incidents. I mean, we have these wife beaters, and we need to protect the women's from getting shot by angry men with guns. So if they beat their wife and their wife makes a claim that she's being beat, police can take away his firearms. I think in New York we already have one of those laws in place where if there's a claim against you, you can have your guns taken away. But I don't agree with that either. Like, I know that it's trying to alleviate women getting shot by their angry husbands, but it's like, or boyfriends or whatever. But it's like, just because a guy hits you doesn't mean that therefore translate. I mean, yeah, prosecute him for punching the woman or whatever, slapping her, whatever the fuck it is. If it's not a felony, why the fuck are you taking away his guns? It's a goddamn constitutional right. You know, just because let's say you shoot somebody, you commit a murder. When you get out of jail, does that mean you have no First Amendment? You have no First Amendment rights? No, you do. You do have rights when you come out of prison, even when you've committed a felony. Like, the entire argument based around firearm ownership being stripped away after you're committing a felony is one of pragmatism. It isn't one of principle. So in the case of the right wing trying to justify this by trying to fucking shield women, by trying to white knight for women, I just don't agree there either. It's a enumerated right. Like, you have to actually make a case for this, for the constitutional basis of it. You can call that fucking legalistic. That's fine. I don't give a shit. Fuck your pragmatism. Your pragmatism can suck me off, and as you do, I mean, I'll pull out my pocket constitution, have you read it, where it says shall not be infringed, and I'll come in your mouth once you do. But by all means, suck me off. It's something you have to deal with that you're not willing to. Somebody in the chat, Pat in the chat, you got it absolutely right. Hats off to Pat in the chat, who says, we need women's suburb vote Donald. Bro, you are 110% right. Absolutely right, Pat. Everyone, shout out to Pat in the chat. 100%. That is what this is. And it's not just limited to Donald, but I get your point. It's Republicans. This is them chasing the white women vote. It is absolutely, undeniably what this is. So yeah, shout out to chat, or to Pat in the chat. Where are we? Democrats keep objecting, arguing someone could be misidentified as a gang member simply for writing 13 on a piece of paper and having it wrongly identified as an MS-13 gang sign. Maybe you are just doodling because it's the 13th of June. Judicial Committee Chairman Jerry Nadler of New York said, what? Buck said police have to meet a much higher threshold to list someone as a gang. Bullshit. Bullshit, Buck. This is a situation where the police officers are trained and there are very indefinite signs, and it isn't. Dude, these are the same people running around charging people with fucking hate crimes. Fuck off with the police can identify shit. Fuck off. Democrat Representative Eric Swalwell of California offered to support the amendment if Buck agreed to include. So, boom! Boom! Boom, boom, boom. Thank you, Eric Swalwell. Thank you for making my argument for me. Holy fucking shit. The fucking Republicans in Congress. You just got owned by fucking Eric Swalwell, who's a fucking retard. This Republican representative just got fucking owned. So I'm gonna start this over. Okay? Democrats keep arguing, objecting, someone could be misidentified as a gang member simply for writing 13 on a piece of paper and having it wrongly identified as a MS-13 gang sign. Buck said police have to meet a much higher threshold to list someone as a gang member. This is a situation where police officers are trained and there are very identifiable signs, and it isn't just one of them. Democratic Representative Eric Swalwell of California offered to support the amendment if Buck agreed to include those listed individuals affiliated with white nationalism. Buck agreed! But he said that the language shouldn't group any type of supremacy. Bro, I'm an American supremacist. I'm an American nationalist, okay? That means I should have my fucking rights taken away. Because some cop thinks that I'm a supremacist because I'm a nationalist. For fuck's sake. For fuck's sake. Like Eric Swalwell, who wants to confiscate at force all guns in the United States overtly, has threatened to use the state violence to do so. You agree with this fucking guy, Mr. Republican. Okay, I gotta look up this fucking guy. What is this fucking faggot's name again? Ken Buck of Colorado. Yo, if you live in Colorado, if you are in this guy's fucking district, primary this guy. If you are a Republican in Colorado, primary Ken Buck. For Christ's sake, this guy is a fucking retard. He's sitting here agreeing with the most radical California Democrat on guns, okay? He's agreeing with him on stripping away your constitutional rights. What the fuck? Unfucking real. It's unbelievable to me. These fucking retards in the party. You know, it's just, I can't believe it. It's just like, I'm a Republican. You ain't taking my guns away unless I call you a supremacist or a cop calls you a supremacist. Therefore, you have no rights anymore. What the fuck? Why aren't you, Ken Buck, exactly what separates you from Eric Swalwell? Why are you not a Democrat? Oh, well, I'm a Christian. I don't agree with abortion. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Whoop-de-fucking-do. I don't agree with fucking Roe versus Wade either, but it's for actually a legitimate reason, unlike your stupid fucking ass. God damn, dude. There are no countries, just economies. That was Jonah Goldberg. I'm pretty sure he's the one that said that. I retweeted it way back when it was said. I think that was Jonah Goldberg that said that. God damn, dude. I'm gonna look up this fucking dude. I'm looking up Ken Buck. I want to see what he looks like. Here he is. Ken Buck representing the 4th District of fucking Colorado. Where's his stupid face? There he is, right here. Does he have a Twitter? Okay, here we go. Hey, genius. Exactly what separates you from a I gotta look at what I'm doing. California Democrat when you agree with him on removing someone's Second Amendment rights based on their opinion. Oops. Option. Oh, fuck it up. Gonna spell check fucking opinion. Hey, genius, what exactly separates you from a California Democrat when you agree with him on removing someone's Second Amendment rights based on their opinion alone? Maybe support the rights of your constituency, or constituents, I mean. How wrong was I? Oh no, STITUEN. Oh, okay. Constituents. They get to see my terrible spelling. Over supporting bad bills in the Congress. Oh, let me make sure it's spelled. Hey, genius. Exactly what separates you from a California Democrat when you agree with them removing someone's Second Amendment rights based on their opinion alone? Maybe support the rights of your constituents over supporting bad bills in the Congress. Should I phrase that with a question mark? Fuck it. That's good enough. Oh, man. Ken Buck. Congressman Ken Buck. Republican Representative Ken Buck. Fucking genius. Endorsing fucking the unbelievable gun-grabbing lunatic Eric Swalwell of California. Why? Alright, I think that's enough of this fucking article. I'm gonna go back and take a look at my replies here. What else do we got here? I think that might be it for what Patrick sent me. It looks like it's about it. Yeah. Anything else? I'll check my, if you want to link me something, here, I'll check the chat right now. Actually, no, let me, oh, fuck, I just clicked off that. Oh, okay, it's fine. Finally caught up in stream. Hope all is going well. Also put the Red Cat Bang and Make Japs was in stream name. It was you? Oh, okay, so Prince of Conquest came up with that name. Okay. That was the first SC ever. So thanks for naming the stream after that. It got me laid, you a real homie. I'm surprised that it did, but you're welcome, Prince. DeWall says, look at the locations demographics of all the places they're coming from and where they're going to. It's white flight. Yeah, it may very well be in terms of California. It might be white flight. Because, dude, that happened in New York City. It happened in New Jersey. It happened in Buffalo. It happens in many big cities. Is that you'll have more like a working class white district or working class middle, like mixed income district. And you have a bunch of immigrants and even black people move into an area, and the white people just move. It famously happened in New York City and like New Jersey and that in the 60s and 70s, I want to say. Like I saw some video. I saw this. I don't know if anyone remembers this, but I reposted this on Twitter. Somebody had found a video where they were calling like people from the 60s and 70s who were like people moving out of their areas, or people who were moving, people who had moved, and people who were still there but upset about black people moving into their neighborhood. And the exact complaints that they had then about what was going on are exactly the same problems that we have today. It is unbelievable. Now, these people weren't PC. They were just fucking straight out direct about what they were saying. You weren't seeing people throwing around nigger like left and right. A couple people did, if I remember right. But it's like even the people throwing around the word nigger had a point. They were being racist at least in their verbiage, but they had a point in laying out the problems that they were experiencing as a direct result of what was going on. Crime exploded, poverty exploded, the neighborhood crumbled, housing prices fell, like all the things that they're having a problem with were problems. They were legitimate, and they were concerned about them. And unfortunately, they some were more constructive than others in laying that out, but it's like you can't deny them that it's not real. You can't say that what's happening isn't real. Who fucking moves for no reason? Like, some black middle-class person moves next to me and is otherwise a totally normal person. What average person's going to give a shit about that? The average person is not going to give a shit if they move next to somebody, or somebody moves next to them who's black and completely otherwise normal. No one cares. But if they're fucking inner-city urbanite trash and they're black, if they're a hood rat and they fuck up your neighborhood in the same way that trailer trash fucks up a nice suburb, and that's real, by the way, and I can speak from experience. Trailer trash moves into your suburb in a house they can't afford, they fucking ruin it. They abandon it, It happens every fucking time. They buy a house they can't afford. The bills come due. They run. It's happened multiple times, even in my neighborhood. White trash is very much a phenomenon in suburbs, and I can tell you that they're not welcome around me. And people will complain openly about that. Like I say, people in suburbs are judgmental, and I am too, and that's fine. I fit in. And it's because white and black trash fuck up the neighborhood. Colorado was one of the biggest motivations for me to say a very small number of people should be able to vote. Yeah, I mean, there seems to be a growing consensus about repealing the 19th. So I'm not saying I agree. I'm just saying that it's out there. People are floating that idea. Baczynski says Louis Le holding a big sandwich. God Emperor says Beto, yes, I'm going to literally take your guns. Aurora, complete joke. Democrats are not even trying anymore. Anyway, keep up the good work. Yeah, I agree, God. I don't think that's worse than the fucking, illegals get free health care. I think that is demonstrably worse. The gun issue is obvious. I've already ranted about that, and I called somebody out on Twitter over that. But I think, honestly, the worst of the two is everyone on the stage raising their hands supporting fucking free health care for illegals. That is fucking insane. Prince of Conquest says Singapore doesn't need to imprison people because nobody commits crimes since the police beat the absolute shit out of people for just spitting on the sidewalk. I've been told that the police in Japan are pretty crazy too. I don't really know anyone to ask who's from Japan that could explain it, but I've been told that the police in Japan are fucking crazy too. But I don't really know in what way. They just... Because they're not even, allowed guns. Their fucking guns are on, little strings and shit. They're little revolvers, pea-shooter 38s, that are on strings. It's so bizarre. Oh, fucking Japan. It's so weird. Let me find you a good video. Because I swear to God, I have red pilled Sargon on some things. I'm going to red pill Sargon on the police. I'm going to get more British people calling to import American police officers. Let me find a fucking video as an example. It's actually under my saved videos. Come on, YouTube, stop being fucking stupid. You motherfucker. It has to be this fucking way. I don't want to look at my fucking channel. There it is. Watch later. Okay, give me a second here. I'll find it. There was a brutal fucking video that came out the other day. It's real loud, so I'm gonna have to be careful. Actually, I got a couple here that are crazy. I'm not even sure which one to show you because I have several that are fucking crazy. Oh, one of the videos got deleted. Oh, no. Okay, it wasn't one of the good ones. That's good. One of the videos I saved got fucking deleted. That sucks. I don't know which one I want to show you. I guess I'll show this one. It's probably going to be fucking loud, though. I'm gonna mute shit real quick. Hopefully this doesn't blast your ears out. So, volume warning right now. Volume warning. I'm not sure what's going to happen. Okay. Let me turn this way the fuck down. Let me put this on screen. Okay. Hopefully that didn't blast your eardrums out, because usually these videos are very fucking loud. Let me get my headset, because I should be plugged in. This is out of California. Wait till he fires the rifle. Turn it up a little bit more. Because the rifle's so fucking loud. Oh, no sound? Oh, that can't be possible. Oh, fuck. Ah! OBS, come back. Okay, hold on. Let me figure out what this has come through. Sorry about that. You should be able to hear this. I have this unmuted. It's under desktop audio. No sound. I don't know why that is. I don't know how you can't hear this. Fuck it. I'll take out my headset. You'll just hear it through my microphone. Let me check the volume on this. Okay.
He's pointing the gun backwards at us, and then at himself. Both officers 998, so far code 4. We are eastbound water.
Hold on.
At Citron.
Too much traffic here, buddy. Don't take a shot. Don't take a shot.
Okay.
People in front of us. Alright.
Just get ready for it, dude. It's gonna get crazy.
Yes.
Give me one.
This guy fucking runs out of magazines over here.
Subject is hit. We know he's bleeding.
Alright, you think, roll in the window. You think you can jump if I come to the side? No, you're not gonna do that. If you're not comfortable, I get it. I think I hit his hand. Agent, move over. Right, shoot. Move over. Hold on, watch your back.
Alright. It's getting loud.
Don't go.
I got it.
Don't go.
Get ready for it, guys. They fucking unload on this guy.
Alright, he's done.
Alright, so the point of this video is that this is how Americans do policing. If you shoot at a cop, they will fucking unload on you. They will murder. They will fucking nuke you. They will end your fucking life and not hesitate to do so. And this is abso-fucking-lutely how policing should be done. If you shoot at a cop, they should have every legal authority to be able to blow your ass away, to nuke your ass into the fucking ground. And I'm telling you, in the United Kingdom, this is the fucking problem. The police in the United Kingdom are fucking jokes. And one of the main reasons is that they are unwilling to take on and use violence against fucking criminals. They're unwilling to do so. And because of that, their fucking system is a fucking joke. So, yes. I admit that in the United States, we do have some issues still with policing. There are issues. There are concerns. There are excesses of force. But the fact is that every single fucking shooting, no matter how justified, they're always investigated. There is always a post-police shooting investigation that says one way or the other whether it's justified or if it isn't. If it isn't, there is a process in which that cop is fucking prosecuted, if not disciplined. So, yes, I think in the United States, cops should be armed and more than able to use that weaponry against fucking armed and dangerous felons, criminals, people that would otherwise take innocent life without a second, a moment of hesitation. All right? Police should be able to do this. Unload multiple magazines on a fleeing felon who's shooting back at them. So I'm going to find you another fucking video like this. We're watching another police shooting. This one isn't as good, and the audio's also fucked on it. Let me find you another one. I don't want to do that. One's a terrible one, where the cop almost gets his fucking throat slit because they weren't willing to shoot. That's a bad video right there. I think this is it right here. This is also in California. Okay, let me get the video up. Oh, this is after. Let me lower the volume. Is this the right one? This doesn't look like the right one. I don't know why I saved this. It doesn't look like the right one. I guess I'll get rid of that. Ah, here's the right one. Oh, no, no, this isn't the right one. Oh, no, this is the right one. Okay, so the setup is... Oh, the audio's too high in that one. I think this is the right one. Okay, this is the right one, yeah. I just gotta be careful with the volume, because when they start shooting, dude, oh my god, is it fucking loud. Okay, so they go to arrest somebody, the guy pulls a gun, they get in their cars, they follow this guy for a ways. And I almost wanted to do an edit of this because they have the chopper feed where they're like following overhead. Like this is some classic shit right here. They're following him.
It looks like he wants to bail, guys. He looks like he wants to bail. Southbound Caroline. Caroline and Fairmount. He's up on the sidewalk. Alright, guys, he hit a tree. Get up on him, get up on him. He's pointing the gun, he's pointing the gun.
So that's what I mean, dude. This guy is outmanned. This guy is outgunned. He doesn't give a shit. He's a fucking criminal. He's a fucking lunatic psychopath. He is willing to kill people. He's willing to shoot at cops when they are more than capable of outgunning him. So let's get to the fucking the footage of the cop when he gets there. I'm definitely have to turn this down because it's fucking loud. Okay, here we go. So this is when he like turns around, I think, or they turn around. So they already opened up, and this guy just runs down the street, and there's like a whole fucking shitload of cops. There's like 20 or so cops following this guy down the fucking road. And they're just unloading on this fucking guy with rifles. Because he's shooting at them. What are you going to do? This guy's running down the street like it's fucking COD. See, he's shooting. You're shooting at him. So they fire back. They got more guns. They got more guns than you, dude. That's not static. Those are gunshots. Those are not static. That's gunshots. He does have 5 stars. That's correct, dude. They fucking annihilated that guy. If you watch the fucking the chopper cam, it's just as crazy. It's just as crazy.
Guys, you gotta block him in. He's turning left.
Let me get
He's
to
going southbound on
Yep. They're already shooting. They're already shooting him now.
Fairmount and Caroline. Drop it 13.
He's shooting back. It's like they're shooting, but he's shooting back, so they're fucking unloading on him. It's like you're not gonna beat him, but it doesn't matter. They're gonna still shoot.
Signal 13, George 394, shots fired. Fairmount, Caroline. Signal 13, shots fired.
Oh, man. I could watch these fucking videos all day, dude. I could watch these fucking videos all day.
Signal 13, shots fired. Fairmount and Caroline, Central District.
Okay, I think they stopped. Or are they still shooting? No, I stopped. Now they're moving in. See, that guy right there, he shouldn't be doing that. They should be waiting for the shield. That one cop that's already by the driver's side door, that's dangerous. You shouldn't do that. You should wait for the shield. So yeah, that was that's another one. That was just recently. That was from the other day. It was in Baltimore. I have a bunch of these saves. You guys, should I move on, or do you want to watch another one? Another video, or do you want to talk about something different? What do you guys think? Vote in the chat. Press 1 if you want another video. Yeah, I watch Mueller. I've been rewatching some of his other takes on different movies. Let me I want to debate him on the 5th episode of fucking Game of Thrones. I watched that whole thing he did, and I disagree with him. I agree that the fucking the show, the episode was shit. But oh, here's a video I have saved.
Good morning.
Here, let me. This is from one of the best comedies ever made.
Good morning, ma'am. And isn't it a lovely morning?
Up yours, nigger.
I didn't even see the Thug Life thing at the end. I forgot about that. Oh, man. Blazing Saddles is one of the best movies ever made, dude. This is such a fucking funny movie. It has to be one of my favorite. That has to be one of my favorite lines in the movie. I think the best scene in my view is when he shows up the town. That might be my favorite part of the entire movie, is when he shows up to town. That's such a funny fucking scene. Yeah, where the white woman at? That's another good one. That's another classic line from that movie. There's a bunch. I know. I forget who it was. Somebody I watch said that their favorite line from the movie was when oh god, what's the name of the dude? The big like Mexican guy. What's his name? Let me get movie clips. See if I can find it, because I know it's a clip. What's the name? Mongo? Is that the name of him? Mongo shows up. Here it is. Here, play it. Oh,
Good morning, ma'am. And isn't it a lovely
I didn't mean to play this again.
Up yours, nigger.
What did you expect?
Welcome,
Sonny.
Alright, here it is. Mongo shows up to town. I'm gonna get copyrighted for this shit. But anyways, the context is that this is a great line in the movie of these two guys talking in the tavern or the saloon. But it's a funny line. I forget whose favorite line it is, but it's somebody I watch. It's their favorite line of the entire movie.
Mongo. Santa Maria. That's, I'll believe it. And any one of you friends and neighbors kind of gather around and holy shit!
And they say
This here, this is it.
in Paris, France, even as we speak, Louis Pasteur has devised a new vaccine that will obliterate anthrax once and for all.
Hey, you can't park that animal over there.
Yeah, it's coming up.
illegal.
When he goes in, that's when the line is. Oh, no, it didn't play it! No! It didn't play the line! What the fuck? I thought that clip played the line. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. I got it.
Never mind that shit.
Here it is. This is the line. When Mungo walks into the tavern.
Never mind that shit. Here comes Mungo.
It's a short clip, but that's I forget whose it is. I wish I could remember whose favorite line that is, but it's a funny line where he's talking about foot and mouth disease being a thing in the past, and he just goes, "Never mind that shit." Oh man, there's so many lines in that movie. All right, police shootings. It's demanded by the chat. Hopefully, I didn't get copyrighted for that, but I probably did. I got a bunch of them. Let me see. Some of these are too loud. Oh, here's a crazy one. Here's a crazy one. This guy, oh, it's behind YouTube is gatekeeping this one. Cool. That's how you know it's good. Turn on the volume. So some mass shooter goes into, I think, a bank. I think that's what this is. And I forget what exactly. He was like a burnout or something, trying to commit suicide, or he was a mass shooter. And he got nuked. This dude got nuked. Let's skip ahead. I don't watch that. Who cares? Anyways, here's the police. This is a female cop we're watching. I think. There's a male cop body cam and female cop body cam. I'll tell you this, dude. I have found a few videos on police activity, I think, where it's had female officers fucking, like, nuking guys. Holy shit, dude. Yo, there's some incompetent female officers, but, bro, there's some female officers that are not hesitant in using lethal force. Holy shit, and doing so well. And I think this is one of those cases. I think the female cop's the one that nukes this guy. I think this is a video that's... They don't realize he's right around the corner. He's right there. Sorry about the volume. Where's the other body cam? Okay, here's the guy with... I think this is the one with the rifle, or maybe he's the one that runs across. No, he's the one that runs across, yeah. That was dangerous right here, what this guy did. If you watch the footage, are they going to show... No, that was the beginning. Let me show what happens to this guy. Here's what happened. So this guy starts shooting. There's the cops right behind the mirror. He starts shooting at them. They start shooting at him in return, and he just goes down. They got him, like, as he goes, bleh! He just planks down. He's fucking dead. I think they got him in the head. Let me see if I got another one. I think I've already shown this one before. This is another crazy one of shooting through the windshield. This is one of the first ones shooting through the windshield.
Charlie 4 in pursuit of the suspect vehicle.
This one's over the shoulder.
The southbound Mojave. Shots fired! Shots fired!
Copy. Southbound Mojave from where?
Where's this? Is it Texas? Or no, Nevada? Where's this at?
Be advised, shots fired! Shots fired!
Yep, Las Vegas, Nevada. Good old Las Vegas.
Mojave passing Bonanza. Black, shots fired still.
I gotta be careful on the volume when he starts shooting. But yeah, they're shooting at him. You can't see it, but they're actually shooting at him.
Give me that air unit.
He's like trying to dodge their bullets with his car.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
This has to be terrifying, by the way. I can't imagine you know, my pants, how brown they would be after I'm chasing a car where you got multiple dudes with guns shooting at you.
Southbound Mojave approaching Charleston. Shots still being fired.
Certified 2 times, HMA. Driver shot up.
All I gotta say about these guys in this modified, is it an Explorer? No, it's not a Ford. What the fuck? Tahoe?
Going westbound Charleston from
It's, the degenerates like them that belong on a cross, am I right?
Copy.
6 away from monitoring. Still westbound Charleston approaching 28.
Yeah, it's gonna get good here in a second. Just wait.
And how many do you have with you? Got one more unit. I've been shot at.
Are you injured?
On D-Pack with the air unit following the vehicle. We want to try to combine channels.
So for Charlie 1, are you injured?
It's Charlie 4. I'm not injured.
Get it right, bitch!
I'm gonna switch over to D-Tech so we can. Watch out! Shots fired!
Oh my god, you hearing that? Hold on. Listen to this. I'm gonna turn it up. Listen to this.
Switch over to D-Tech so we can. Watch out! Shots fired! Shots fired! Shots fired again!
These guys are fucking unloading on these guys. That's what I'm talking about. Why do you think the cops shoot them? They're unloading on them.
From Charleston. Hey, back up! He's shooting.
Oh my god, this is one of the first ones I ever saw of a cop shooting through a windshield. The end of this is crazy. Buckle up. They've already shot out their own back windshield. All right, here we go. Rolling down the windows. Driving in close. He's doing a fucking drive-by on him, for crying out loud. The other guy ran up the stairs.
Hey, the other one's up there! Hey, the other one ran up there!
Oh yeah, this is a video by some fucking retard I found screaming about cops being tyrants. I was saving that for a video. Oh man. He fucking did it. He did a drive-by on them. And they crashed. Because they got hit so many times. Let's see what else I got for you. I got some sad ones, but I might save those. Just because it shows you how dangerous being a cop is at times and how you can't trust anybody. I got some of those videos. Let's see. That's the one I already showed you. That's the cop that almost gets his throat slit. Let's see here. I don't remember this one. I can't remember if they shoot him point blank or not. That might be it. That might be it for police videos that are crazy. I got one more where there's a cop shooting through the windshield, but I can't remember whether it's any good or not. I guess I can do this one. This one's a long one, but I'll speed it up. So what happens is they're trying to get these white trash people out of their fucking minivan. They think the guy is like a gang member or something. He's like in the back hiding. They're trying to get him out. He won't come out. They followed him from another lot. These guys are like anti-gang cops. Well, they're trying to get him to come out, but he won't come out.
Junior, what's your last name?
So they talk to him. They talk to him. He won't get out. 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 So the sergeant, I want to say, shows up, or lieutenant, I forget, I think it's a sergeant. He shows up. He's like, if you don't get out, we're gonna hit you with pepper balls and make you get out. You gotta get out. I forget if they want to pat him down or arrest him. I can't remember to what degree they're at, but they want to search him basically, and he won't get out. And he's got his girlfriend there blocking the cops from being able to drag his ass out. And I think Brendan Perez just sent me a video. Give me a sec, and I will look at that. YouTube / I think, is it / watch? Yes. Alright, well, I'll hang on to that one while we're watching this one, so thanks for that. Watch that one a second there, Brandon. Or Brendan. Anyway, so they're gonna pepper ball this guy. He won't fucking get out of the car. They think he's part of a gang.
Hard, man.
So they're gonna pepper ball him. There's several cops there now.
Right now, Junior. No. No. Get out. Get out.
So here's where it escalates. So they're gonna pepper ball him. I'm gonna roll this back a little bit. So you can see, this is the thing they notice. See her down here? How she's like putting her head in her arm? This is a telltale sign. These guys, it's one of the faults I'll give to the cops. When she did this, they should have known something's up. They were way too lax about this shit. When she put her head down like this and looked like she was going to cry, they should have known something's fucking up about this guy. So, unfortunately, the cops make a mistake. Thankfully, they're okay. They get hit, but they're okay. But this guy is like some scumbag gang banger. You know what I mean? Just some random scumbag.
Ma'am, I need you to step back, please. Junior.
Can I get hurt, please?
Yes, but you need to get out.
You both
both need to get out. She's gonna step back. Okay.
Okay.
He's getting ready to hit you with the pepper balls, a lot of them. You step out here, you go in handcuffs, you can give her a kiss. We can do this the hard way, or we can do it that way.
Okay.
That's it.
Should have known something's up.
Step away. Ma'am,
Right now.
step out.
Right now. Right now, Junior.
Shoot me.
No.
Just shoot me.
No.
Just
Get
shoot
out.
me. No, just
Get out.
shoot me.
Get out.
Pepper ball, pepper ball, pepper ball.
Drop the gun!
William 52. Shot fired. 1062.
Drop the gun! Drop the gun! I got you, Sarge! I hear you, Sarge!
So their Sarge got hit. Sergeant who fired the pepper balls got hit.
I don't see him, Sarge!
He looks down. Hey, I'm gonna move around, Sarge.
We don't see him! Sergeant, are you
Subject is
hit?
down. Subject's been hit. He's down.
Drop the weapon!
Drop the weapon.
Sergeant!
So the sergeant had to basically like drag his ass out of there because he went down because he got hit.
Sergeant, can you come to me?
I think he got hit in his
Can you come
vest.
to me? I don't see him!
I see. Con, what you got?
They're basically trying to get this, see this guy in the van because it's dark.
I don't see him!
Pretty sure he's dead already.
I just have a window. Looks like someone's down, but I don't know.
So let me skip
I can't see
it.
him.
So they go over to their sergeant, calls him over with a shield, which is the right way to do this. This is how you should have done it. It's the right way to do it. Let's see, where's he run over? Oh, it just jumps. I guess it skips. Yeah, it skips ahead after. Oh no, this is another person, another cop. So they got the sergeant.
Okay, I see his hand.
He's got hit already. So the sergeant's the one on the left there. That's the sergeant who got hit.
I'm gonna leave this bitch as best I can. Danielle, I need you to get on Khan's left. Listen to me, whoever's to that side. Mike, get closer.
Hey, Mike, say you guys okay?
Come on. Okay, we're gonna move up at an angle straight in front of you.
So this cop's already been hit. I think he got hit in the vest, but I can't remember.
Danny, I need you to work.
Okay, he's hunched over. I see one hand though. I don't see a second hand, Sergeant.
Reach out. I'll direct you guys. So here's what I need. Listen to me for a second. Khan, you and Danielle are gonna work this. And you guys, they're gonna cut in front of you. Go around this direction and look in from the other side. You understand me?
Copy.
Okay, so I can stop it there. So it takes them a long time to actually get to the car and start looking through it because they're afraid this guy's gonna fucking pop out. But he's fucking dead. If I remember correctly, this guy got nuked. Or did he get charged? Maybe he's not dead. I thought he died. Maybe not. It doesn't say. Maybe he's not dead. But I thought he was. But in any case, they eventually get him out of there and they arrest him. Or take him into custody, I guess. I don't know if you can arrest a dead man. I can't remember if he died or not, though. But yeah, they made a mistake in that they should have paid more attention. The mistake they made was there was definitely some red flags that this guy was an hombre, a bad hombre, so to say, and they should have taken greater precautions because he wound up pulling a gun and shooting the frickin' sergeant right in the chest, I think. He got shot, that's for sure. He got hit, but I think it hit him in the vest. Body armor. So this is a video that's been sent to me by Brendan. And let's take a look at this and see what this is about.
What was your first name again? I'm sorry. Jason. Okay. Jason, here's the deal, man. You got a warrant. All right. We'll get through it. I'll read you your bond.
Where's this at? Where's this at?
Out, okay. All right. So just keep your hands top your head.
Grand Rapids, Michigan. All right. Looks like this guy is getting arrested. We got a 650 incident. Radio it in 650.
Let me up. Stop. Stop.
I don't know what they're censoring.
Hands on your head. Hands on your head.
It's getting louder.
Get out of the car. Put your hands on your head. On your head.
He's like, I don't even know what he's doing. Her pants wet? Did she piss herself? What's with her pants? What the fuck? Why are her pants wet? I gotta like the guy that's trying to like push her in, like shut up and get in. He has a warrant! What do you mean why? He has a fucking warrant. Oh my god. Is he cursing at her? What the fuck is going on? So now there's like some good Samaritans for the guy they're arresting. He's got a warrant out for his fucking... Oh no! Oh no! This is escalating. How many people are in this fucking SUV? Jesus Christ. Oh, man. Oh my god, is he gonna take a swing? That black guy looks like he's gonna take a swing. He looks like he's gonna take a swing at this dude. Uh-oh. It's Pee Pants and Black Dude ready to take a swing. Oh man, let's get crazier. Now we got another, call it in, 650 or 350. We got another 650, call it in. How How has she not been arrested at this point? How? Arrest her! What the fuck are you waiting on? Get out of the way, woman! What are they doing? Are they arresting her or are they trying to push her in? What is going on? Okay, I'm pretty sure they're trying to arrest her. Okay, there we go, finally. She's too fat to get in. I don't know, well, Florida Explorer is pretty big. She can fit, I think. You gotta love, like, as soon as all the cops show up, that's when everyone gets in the fucking car. That's when people can finally realize how to obey, is when all the cops show up and it's like, alright, well, we can't fight 2 cops anymore. Time to get in the car. So yeah, that wasn't a bad video. Any other videos? Any other crazy videos while we're here? Or is that it? We've been going for quite a while now. Let me check the super chats in case I missed any. J.S. Hong says, a PI randomly called me for question today. Lewis, no, it's not me. Cows are big. Just read the Parler versus Doe. Okay, I read that. I guess I missed one. Where was I? DeWall says, some states intentionally identify groups as armed men as gangs, peppers, private militias, etc. Or preppers, private militias, etc. Yeah. Heavy Fishy Stick says, due to progressive ideological hegemony in university, how do you prevent yourself from becoming a woke leftist? It's difficult. It's difficult from joining in the groupthink. You pretty much have to watch YouTube. That's my suggestion. JS says, Corpo Cons and Corpo Libs can taste my musky gay ass. Sure. MAS, any thoughts on the SNL firing? No, not really. Byron says, the 13th Amendment explicitly did not ban forced labor for convicted prisoners. Our founders were woke on forced labor question. Yeah, that's correct. Prince of Conquest says, don't just repeal the 19th. Justinian democracy's got to go too. Giving the masses of men without skin in the game the authority over government is a big dumb. Andrew Jackson was fat and gay. Andrew Jackson was pretty crazy, and he was a populist, if I remember correctly. Mainly Misheard says, we need to have a live stream segment of Louis watching cop enforcement video at every beginning of the live stream because this is awesome. I'm glad you like it. I wasn't sure how people would, what people think of it. Our Father in the Green says, thoughts on the Saudi-Iran tensions escalating. Well, it's not really the Saudi-Iran tensions, it's the U.S.-Iran tensions. I don't think, even though Saudi Arabia has the military and the tech necessary to go to war. I mean, the dude doesn't act a war. They may have had some proxy group act on their behalf, but it's very clearly Iran pulling the strings from behind the scenes. And if Saudi Arabia is not willing to go to war with it, over it, then why should we? If Saudi Arabia goes to war, we can support them through whatever. But if they're not willing to go to war over it, why the fuck would we? Okay. You just got here, one more video? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that girl did pee her pants. Like, it was in the exact area of where it would be wet if you did piss, I guess. Like, I guess maybe it's, like, above. It might be sweat. Ew, I just thought about it. Maybe it's just sweat. It's not pee. Ew. Because where it is on her crotch, it would be right at the end and then down her legs. And it wasn't down her legs. It was just in the center. It might be just sweat. Ew. I don't think it's piss. It's up her pants. It's up. Why would it be up? It makes no sense to be up. I think it's just sweat. Do you think Trump will be willing to start the Iran war? I mean, he'd be willing to do it if they pushed us far enough. But I don't think he wants to. If he wanted to, he would have kept John Bolton on board instead of getting rid of him. Is there any other crazy cop videos I got saved that aren't sad? I think most of these other ones are sad. And I don't want to play those. You guys want a sad one? A sad one or a crazy one? Press 1 in the chat if you want a sad video with a cop. Press 2 if you want just a crazy one that's not sad. 1 or 2. 1 for sad, 2 for just crazy. I see mostly 2s. I see some 1s. Both? Okay. Fair enough. I'll do both. Let's see. This is probably one of the worst ones I've ever seen. The one I think got deleted was the one at the college. That one was a crazy one. I think I showed that one in a video before. One that was at a college campus. That one was fucking crazy. It either got deleted or I think I used it already. I can't remember. Oh, here's the one. Did I show this one before? I guess we'll find out. I'll show this one. This one's a sad one. So, trigger warning, this is a sad video. It's another 650 and it doesn't go well. So it's the one cop that's there I think is a rookie. The other cop that you can see, it's hard to see him, but right here, I think that cop's a rookie cop.
Shots fired! Dispatch, shots fired! Oh! Oh! Yeah! Shots fired! 10-4,
we got 600 units.
So the guy gets away because the rookie cop doesn't know what he's doing.
I can't get up, I'm shot. Get in the car. Let's get something to put something on this. Go, go, go. Get in. Oh. Jump in. Jump in. Oh. Jump in with your legs. I can't move, man. I was shot.
So I'll pause it there. It goes on and on and on and on of this cop being shot and like bleed. I think he's fine. There's one video where there's a few videos of cops dying. I'm pretty sure this guy's fine. Yeah. This guy was the guy was taken into custody. The black guy that shot him, and this guy survived his shooting. But it was sad because it just happened so fast, and this cop was not doing what he was supposed to be doing. The other cop was not taking this seriously. With this guy showing red flags and putting his hand in his pockets over and over again. And he made a mistake. The guy had a gun in his pocket, and he pulled it out and fucking shot him right in the side. And you got to take greater precautions against guys that are showing red flags like that guy was. So this is another crazy one. I think I might have shown this one before. I think this, if I remember right, it's at a college campus or a dorm building, something like that. But basically, a couple cops. I can't remember who it is. If it's that guy. No, it's that guy. They're here to talk to this guy, I think. Yeah, that's cop. This is the guy. It's kind of blurry because it's body cam. So watch. I can't remember if 1 or 2 cops got hit on this. I think 2 cops. I think 2 cops got hit on this.
Let me see your hands.
And this guy has so much adrenaline, he doesn't realize he's out of frickin' rounds.
Let me see your hands.
See your hands!
I can see them.
So this one, they get 2 cops hit, but it's just a crazy one. Everyone's fine, but except for the guy that kills. He's dead. But it's just crazy because it's so fast. It's so fucking fast. Let me see. Yeah, there's this guy's like sitting there bleeding out for a little while. Like looking up at the stars. That's pretty fucked up. But dude, this one is so fucking fast. Watch it again. Watch how fast this is. That guy squeezed off like 7 rounds. Let's take a look again. I ain't got no nothing. 8 shots. 8 shots that guy got off. 8 fucking shots that guy got off. In that short of time. And of course they nuke him. Because you're outgunned. You're never gonna win. This isn't a fucking game. This isn't you in the Old West where you're gonna fucking cowboy this shit up. No, bro, you're gonna get nuked. And that's what happened to this dumb shit. I think I already showed that one before, though. Speed MCs are all over there. I got another shooting through the windshield, but I don't remember if this one's any good or not. Here it is, Florida cop. Florida cop with scruff on his face.
24's got the ball, I'll call it.
He's got some real scruff on his face. It's kind of odd to have cops with, like, scruff.
24 Central, car still southbound, passing Pitmaster's Barbecue.
So we got cops versus Florida man. Who's gonna win? Place your bets in the chat. Is it a bunch of police? Or is it Florida man? Who's gonna win? Who's gonna get away? And who's gonna get nuked? This guy doesn't waste any time. He just charges right at him. I might have to pause this. I'm going to get my video flagged because it's bloody. So, Florida man loses. Cops win. Florida man loses. Yet again. Did he die? He was in critical condition, expected to survive. And, yeah, he survived the shooting. I guess Florida man wins because he didn't die. So, we could call it or we could watch a drunk Hispanic get shot. So let's have a vote in the chat. End the stream, end it, or do we want to watch a video of a Hispanic guy getting shot? Oh, he's drunk as fuck. Oh, we got another one there, Brendan. Oh, hold on, chat. Stop moving. Okay, let me take a look at this one. You guys wanna see some essay get shot? Or let's take a look at this. Atlanta. Oh yeah, I've seen this one. This is the black guy. I think most people have already seen this one, where he's in the streets and he just gets lit up. This is actually a very clear video version of it. I've seen some really gritty ones. This one looks pretty clear. Yeah, it's right here. So here, before we continue, it's Atlanta. Do you think this? You guys think that this is gonna be a 650 incident? Put your money down in Atlanta, Georgia. You think this is gonna be another 650 incident? Oh man. I think this might be 5 stars. I don't think this is a. Oh no, sorry. Atlantic City. I thought it was Atlanta. This is Atlantic City. I can't read. It's Atlantic City, which is New Jersey. Actually, is it New Jersey? I think it is. Oh, you got hit. Oh no. Let's see what happens. Is he gonna give up? Is he gonna give up? Nope. He's got his socks in sand. He's going for it. He's going for it. And he's down. Oh, jeez. And... couple more for a good measure. You hear him scream in the background. Here, let me roll it back a little bit. He's screaming in the background. Ceasefire! Ceasefire! Scream at ceasefire. Some of you might be surprised, but he didn't survive his wounds. He died. Some of you might be surprised by that. He was shot 45 times. Alright. I didn't get to see the chat. What'd you guys think about the Hispanic video? What do you guys think? Drunk Hispanic video or no? Or is that it? We've watched our full load. We've finished. Big smoke. Drunk essay. All night. Alright, hold on. I'm gonna get myself another beer. Hold on. Okay, this one's going to be a long one. I hope you guys are okay with that. If I remember correctly, this one's pretty long. So, the summary of it is, some Mexican dude beat the shit out of his girlfriend or his wife. I can't remember really which, but he beat the shit out of her. And she's trying to get out of there, and he won't let her leave. So this white cop is trying to convince these two drunk Mexicans to get the fuck out of the way so she can leave. And it just goes, you needed guys there way earlier, but it just says, I'll play the beginning so we know what's going on.
How you guys doing? We on manual? You know Beatrice? Yeah, they said Beatrice. There been any fighting or anything going on here today? How many different houses are? Oh, they're positive it's here. You know Emmanuel? No? Alright, who else is up here with you? Just us? Whose kids are those up front? It's a separate thing or what? Is it something separate? I can't hear you. What did you say? Okay, well I'm here for some reason. Well, because we got a call saying there was a fight between some guy and a girl. Guy named Manuel, a girl named Beatrice. No idea what I'm talking about? Huh?
You probably got the wrong location, I don't know, because there ain't nobody named Manuel or Beatrice.
Whose kids are those up front?
Oh, where?
This front window right here? How you doing? What's your name? A what? Okay.
I don't know what.
So these are the guys, just to be clear. These are the guys. They're fucking lying.
I don't know what's going on with you, sir.
Oh, I just told you. What's this?
Alright, let's skip ahead.
No problem going on here. I really got a lot of investigation.
Yeah. Okay. Talk to you. I'll talk to her.
So he's trying. I think he's trying to get in there to talk to the wife or the girlfriend that got beat up, but they won't let him by. They keep trying to prevent him from going in. That's why they're sitting on the steps.
Okay. Alright.
You gotta get it over before you do something.
Well, here's the deal. They called. So all I gotta do is figure out what happened. If nothing happened, I'm gonna leave. Okay?
No, you've been doing all this thing in my baby's business, so you gotta be quiet, amigo.
Here's the deal. You're not gonna tell me to be quiet for the reason I'm here. Okay. Hey.
I wonder if that's the guy that's getting physically abusive with that random woman. I wonder if he's the guy we're looking for here.
Don't you fucking move. Get on the ground now. Don't move. Chill. Take a step down there, alright? Stop. Yankee 21 taser for
He tries to beat a girl in front of a cop.
Put your
Yeah.
arms behind your back now. Put them behind your back. Put your arms behind your back, man. I don't want to hurt you.
Hey, amigo.
All right? Put your arms behind your back.
Fíjate lo que me hacen.
Put them behind your back.
Fíjate lo que me hacen. Eso no está bien lo que
Put them behind your back. Put them behind your back. Put them behind your back.
Okay, don't do this
Keep
shit.
them there.
Don't do this shit,
I
man.
won't do it again if you put your arms behind your back. All right?
Hey, amigo. I'm not even been doing nothing.
Hey, amigo, I ain't been doing nothing. Amigo, you don't hear me? I ain't been doing nothing.
Nope. Okay. Stop. You understand me?
You gonna shoot me?
No.
Shoot me. Hey, kill me. Kill me, man.
I'm not going to kill you. All right? I don't want to hurt you.
Some
So
foreshadowing.
stop.
Hey, amigo. We're not even doing nothing, amigo.
Put your other hand behind your back.
What? What's going on with you?
No, you're still fighting. Put your other hand behind your back.
Oh, you're still fighting?
Come on. You're resisting me.
Hey, amigo.
Put it behind your back, man.
Tranquilízate.
Hey,
Tranquilízate lo que diga.
Let go of the taser.
Tranquilízate.
Dame chingada.
Let go of the fucking taser.
Siempre lo has hecho conmigo.
Mira.
Let go of my fucking taser.
Junior.
You're going to get shot. Let go of the fucking taser now. Let go of the fucking taser.
I wanna die.
Let go of the taser.
I wanna die in front of my.
No.
In front of my.
Let go of the fucking taser.
In front of my wife.
Put your fucking hands behind your back now. I ain't fucking with you no more.
Lenny.
Sí, Manuel, tú
No
siempre me has
chingues,
pegado.
Lenny.
Tú siempre me has pegado. Cada 8 días me pegas.
Kids, go inside. Go inside.
No se pase de lanza, carnal. Yo qué hago en mi trabajo, güey.
I didn't want it to do it this way, man. He's the one that did it.
Explícale a mi vieja, güey. Yo qué
No,
hago, güey.
what he did is messed up. All right?
What I did, I mean. What I did.
Just stop.
Hey, you better stop. Because you're not even know what you're fucking with.
Okay.
Oh man, you guys in the fucking chat, man. You guys are killing me. You guys in the chat are killing me. Too much.
Dude, I would have been completely cold with you. All right?
I'm not even cold to you.
I didn't want to do this.
I just barely got up from work. I mean, so you do me this shit in front of my kids.
What's amazing is at the end, he waits for like 15 fucking minutes for backup to show up.
Why?
I didn't want to do it in front of the kids, man. You forced my hand.
Hey, habla mi carnal, güey, no seas
Hey,
severo, güey.
do me a favor. I don't want to see you get in trouble, too.
Háblale allá adentro.
Just go stand by the stairs for me, all right? You ain't no trouble, brother.
You ain't gonna take me out of here, amigo. I don't care if you shoot me.
Okay.
Okay? If
That's
you
the
shoot
last
me,
thing I want to
if
do.
you shoot me, that's the last time you're gonna do it.
I don't know about that one there, Pedro.
Amigos.
Hold on, what the fuck? What the fuck is this guy's fucking name? Hold on. Emmanuel El Quercias. He's 2 years older than me. He looks like he's 20 years older than me. Emmanuel.
Stop. Hey, stop. All right, stop. Perfect. Hey, stop.
Unfortunately, he just died in front of his wife and kids. What can you do?
Stop. Stay down. Stop. Keep your ass down there. Stop. Stay down here. I know. I didn't want to. Come on. Hey, please. 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 Hey, man. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me. Please go to the bottom of the steps. No, look at me. I am sorry, but I need you at the bottom of the steps.
Fuck that.
Please.
You might as well shoot me too, man.
Brother, come on. Look at me. Man. Come on. Hey, man.
Oh no. It's like, no, dude, just go down to the steps,
Come
man.
down here, please. Come here, help me. Look at me. Look at me. Come on. Look, I didn't want to. No, hey, we gotta come down.
So after he shot him in front of his kids, his brother showed up. So his wife and kids saw the father get shot, and that's his brother who just showed up in that car.
AK-21 says, well, there's a few people on scene now. It's gonna be a mess. Look, he was fighting, he grabbed my taser, man. Stop. I didn't want to.
Why you fucking do that shit, man?
What are you doing?
No, man.
I'm freaking out right now, too.
No, don't freaking me, man. This is my fucking brother.
I know. I'm okay. We were fighting. He pulled my taser out of my hands on me. Tried to tase me with it.
Oh no. The tragedy of it all. This guy waits around for like fucking 15 minutes for backup to show up.
Yeah, a couple of his family members are showing up and they ain't happy right now.
Spanish agony. Alright, well that's pretty much the end of this video. It's just him literally standing around for like 20 minutes waiting for the fucking backup to show up to take care of the situation. So, yep. That's just diverse America for you. Any of you people have a problem with diversity, you can get the fuck out. This is what diversity looks like. No, I think that's it. I think we're done now. I have to finish things up and go to bed. So I think we're done for tonight anyways. I hope you guys enjoyed. I got some more super chats. Let me get to those. Tensions and Brackets by Juggernaut. Yeah, it would very much please Israel if we went to war with Iran. But I can't really think of a nation that wouldn't please them that we wouldn't go to if we went to war with the Middle East. Our father in the green says, "Do you think Trump will be?" I already answered that. Why are these showing up late and like not in order? I don't think I'm missing these. Our father in green said, a friend in Minneapolis tried to stop a dude stomping on a chick, and he pulls out a knife out of my friend's manager, and coincidentally stopped by, and they drove the hell out of there. Girl's fate is unknown. Well, that's unfortunate. That's why, I try to conceal carry when I'm in a bad area, but I probably, like I've said in the past, I have to buy a new pistol and a new holster. Because anytime, in the winter I can conceal carry with my shoulder holster, but anytime in the summer it's just impossible. Wearing like a freaking track jacket in the middle of the summer, it's just not feasible. But I think that is it for us, everyone. I think we are done for tonight. Won but not forgotten. Yeah, I've seen a few people saying that in the chat. The future is Spanish, Louis. Well, at least not, not if that guy's... thankfully that guy already had kids by the time he got taken out. So the generation lives on. The next generation is still here. Now without a father because he got himself shot by police. But I guess we'll end it there. Thanks everyone who gave me a super chat. And hopefully you guys enjoyed it tonight. It was just a hangout stream. I should do a news stream in the future at some point. But I got to set all that up. And hopefully I'll do that in the near future. And hopefully I do some videos in the near future. But things are kind of occupied at the moment with my job. So it's kind of an issue. Alright, thanks for stopping by, everybody. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, Gab, Facebook, and on YouTube, obviously. Be sure to subscribe to me on Subscribestar. And to end this off, I will say that I bought the last copy of the Asian version of Catherine, Full Body. And I have been told by two separate sources that they're inclined to believe that it is the uncensored edition, but with English captions. So I bought the last one. I complained. I went to Play Asian. I complained. I wrote I wrote an email and I wrote a support ticket complaining that they ran out of stock in like a day. And they're like, well, we got one more copy. And I bought that copy. So we'll have to wait and see. But thanks for listening. Support me in every way that you can. And hopefully in the near future I will have some more content for you. And hopefully you enjoyed the stream tonight, even though it was just mostly me showing videos. People being shot by police. Alright, thanks for watching. We're done. I'm going to have to figure out how the fuck to stop this. Okay, there we go. Alright, thanks for watching.